Hey everyone, welcome to stream. Hope you're all doing good. Anyway, back with some more Pokemon. Wanted to do some more stuff after yesterday. I was in the mood to come back and do Kyogre shiny hunting. I finally got my Groudon yesterday. I'll show that in a little bit if anybody missed it and wants to look at it. I also put it up on Twitter. I got like 3 shinies yesterday. I have 4 from like the last 2 days. I have one that was like before that. This has been a pretty good past few days, actually. I've been very, very happy about my shiny luck. Anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all having a good day. My start of my day hasn't been the absolute best, I won't lie. I was really tired when I woke up. I don't know exactly why. I think it's because I stayed up late to stream, which was maybe not the most advisable decision. Might have been a bit of a bad idea, because it feels like I was just wearing myself down, actually, but I got Groudon, so can't really complain about it. Oh, man. I have quite a few things I want to talk about, but I don't know what to start with. I guess we'll get to that in a second, though, and we can discuss a number of things. Also, I need to get a Latios raid at some point in the future. Maybe not right now, but sometime, like, relatively soon would be good. Okay, let me do some stuff like set up for my Discord. Start exploring. Yeah, give me a second. It's going to take just a moment, so... Oops, I forgot to mute. Sorry, I have that problem where I'm typically not always good about checking my volume settings. Sorry for any echo. I know it's a little unprofessional. I'm not great at remembering this shit. I wish there was a way you could, like, set auto-mute on a certain program when you start, like your browser. Not like it matters that much. This would be helpful. Oh shit, okay, I got a good one. I wasn't sure what I was picking because I accidentally didn't pay attention to where we were sitting at right there. But yeah, let's see, what all do I want to talk about? I kind of want to discuss books, and that's one thing I want to talk about. Maybe some more food talk. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Just wanted to bring up some stuff that I've had on my mind. Anyway, since I've said that, I've got one that might be a good starting topic we can talk about. So, you guys ever been on like the weird side of YouTube? Like you browse, you're just like looking through videos, you see like one weird video pop up, and then you decide to check it out, and you end up seeing like a whole bunch of really, really strange videos. Hold on a second, I actually was trying to copy this link and forgot to. Before I continue, end up getting completely sidetracked. Okay, I'm gonna close this now, and then... There we go, that should be good. But yeah, you guys ever gone on YouTube and just, like, randomly stumbled into the weird part of YouTube where there's, like, a whole bunch of shit going on? There's a lot of videos, but you don't have any idea what the hell you're looking at. I feel like I've seen that a few times. I feel like it happened more in the past, like, I guess about 5 years or so, like 2015, 2016, I remember this being a real weird thing that would happen. I mean, you still get strange recommendations every now and then, but you'd like find one video and then you find all these videos that were just completely random or had like didn't make any sense, just weird videos that people uploaded to YouTube. I wish I could remember. I mentioned one of them like already that was like it was like recommended to a whole bunch of people. Let me see if I can find the title of it. Yeah, it's just called Yee. Remember this fucking thing. It has 80 million views, and I think the only reason it's got it is because of the fact that it was literally recommended to everybody for some reason in like their related videos feed. I don't know. I wonder why YouTube does that, or at least it did that in the past. I could talk about this subject for a while. There's a lot of really oddball YouTube channels out there, like the ones that do the little cutting of the cakes, even though they're actually not cakes. Oh yeah, I want to mention some stuff regarding the stream I almost forgot. So, it's just a heads up for anybody who's actually planning to come by and might expect a longer stream to watch, and I'm not going to be doing like a super lengthy session like this time. I'm going to be doing a fairly short stream of like maybe 3 hours of shiny hunting. Probably similar effect tomorrow where I only do like 2 to 3 hours, frankly. And In my throat. But yeah, I don't have any urge to actually do a long stream. We just got a Groudon, so it's like I don't see a purpose in doing a very lengthy one. I think it's better to take a little bit of a resting period and only do like so much as a result of that. So today's stream will be a little on the short side. Are you fucking serious, dude? What are you doing wasting time Dynamaxing when we're literally on the last fucking like turn of this where we can win easy? With the Pokemon that's not even that useful, but whatever though. It doesn't matter. Like seriously, we'd be better off just fucking straight up attacking. But yeah, next few sessions are gonna be very short. After like third or fourth day, I want to go back to streaming regularly, like time-wise for these shiny hunts. I'm not gonna be streaming, as in doing my streams the way I did prior to when I had to quit yet, because I don't think I'm quite ready to go back yet. I would like to, but I want to make certain I feel like I'm prepped for it, feel like I'm all there and ready, and that my life is in the kind of position that I feel like things are better, since that's the whole reason I quit in the first place. Like, just coming back without actually changing anything wouldn't really help me. Hopefully today has been good for you guys. I have not had a lot that I have been really thinking of or wanting to talk about. Just some things slowly coming to mind, some things not really occurring to me at all. Let's go back to the YouTube thing. I wonder how those cake videos got like so popular. Like it's a really big deal, but it's just really weird, like kind of a strange thing to look at. I'd almost say it's something that freaks you out, but I don't know if that's the right word. Like you see like somebody put like a thing that looks like a Dr. Pepper bottle or something, and then fucking cut it with a knife, and it's actually a cake. I wonder how much effort it takes to do that. I don't know. I've seen some of those videos. I feel like I've even seen one that's step by step, but I don't remember it very well. Don't tell me we're gonna have a fucking desync error already when we're like barely starting this and not really gotten that far. Okay, whatever. We don't need the Mudsdale. We should go on without it. Hey there, XD. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Glad you can make it by. It's been a very, very good day. I'm glad I got the shiny Groudon. Yesterday was fucking amazing, actually. 3 shinies in one day. I got Gmax Anaconda, also Grovyle, and also after Grovyle I got like my Groudon before I finished getting ready to go to bed, and I was like streaming late at night. That was probably one of my most hyped shiny hunts in a long time with that ending. I'm not gonna lie, I loved that. Hope I can get it in Kyogre today. I also got like a, let's see, what was it if I can remember? Oh yeah, Siglet the day before. That was awesome. I was very, very hyped about it. I really, really hope we can get something today, but I don't think we're going to. It would be incredible to get my hands on a shiny Kyogre, though, after, like, all that. Also, I was wanting to do Kyogre and Groudon and then take a break, so I'd prefer not to have to keep going a whole lot longer. I can't complain too much. I mean, things weren't great, but I mean, I wonder how many battles I went through, actually. I counted my total number of, like, attempts won against Groudon, and my last encounter by, like, me defeating it, that I checked into 38 encounters total, so I got it on a relatively short number, I think, because 38's not hugely, like, too much, but it's also not a short amount, and for a Pokemon like Groudon, it felt like hell fighting it. And hadn't worked that long to get that many kills in the first place. You got 3 shiny Gmax Pokemon today? Nice. I got a lot of them before the update from like a streamer that I followed posting like these dens shiny Gmax Pokemon. Anaconda is like one of the only ones I don't actually have, I think, outside of like some of the starter Gmaxes. That's my focus after I managed to grab like shiny Kyogre, actually, is I want to go and start on the Isle of Armor stuff. I remember I bought the DLC solely because I was looking into this and I was uncertain if I wanted it, but I decided to get it for Dynamax Adventures. Started playing it and like I've been addicted to this like game mode. I don't know if it's just me, but like this is pretty simplistic to play. It's fun enough, and it's also like a good source of shiny Pokemon. And plus, since it's like the only way to really get a lot of legendaries, like this has been my go-to thing I do, and I've been playing the game. I hadn't touched any other part of the DLC yet. As weird as it sounds, this has been my only activity for the DLC. Eventually, I'm planning to do shiny hunts of the legendaries, so not just legendaries, I mean to say the Reggies, so we'll eventually end up getting into like doing some other shiny hunts. I was really like uncertain how I'm gonna handle the rest of my stuff, and I think I've decided after I get my hands on Kyogre, I'm gonna probably go after getting after I get Kyogre, I think I'm gonna start on fighting Regice, or more precisely doing the runaway method, because I'm pretty sure there's like confirmation that sitting there and just battling them and killing them doesn't actually help your shiny odds. Oh man. I'm trying to think here. Let's see. There's 6 Gen and 3 legendaries here. Or are there 5? Let me see. Yeah, I'm thinking it's 5, that's right. So, let's see. 8. Yeah, that sounds right. 8 legendaries from Gen 3. I'm trying to think, is that right? I'm trying to get all the Gen 3 legendaries through this DLC, actually, in Shiny. I want to Shiny hunt all of them, because I haven't had the chance to, and I would like to collect them all in Shiny. They look pretty good, and I feel like if we get a Let's Go Johto, that's going to be my priority for Shiny hunting Gen 2 legendaries, so rather save it for that. Same how I want to go back to Let's Go and get Moltres and Articuno and Zapdos. Yeah, that'd be nice, actually. All we can do is really hope that that happens, though. I think there was mention of, like, some potential leak, actually, that somebody told me about recently. Like, it was about, supposedly some thing for, like, plans for Nintendo, excuse me, where it was, like, a whole bunch of topics being mentioned. One of them was, I believe, like, a topic of, let's see, oh, they mentioned, like, Pokemon stuff, and they mentioned Zelda, a few things. There's some pretty good stuff. Hatched a shiny Feebas? Nice, really nice. That's pretty good, honestly. Congrats on that. Oh, man. Ugh. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that I'm going to go back to Isle of Armor to get, like, the following Pokemon. I want to do it. I just don't want to waste time with it. I've got to be honest, and I talking about the DLC, I think I've mentioned it already. I felt like Isle of Armor was a little on the underwhelming side. They didn't really give us a whole lot. They gave us, like, Galarian Slowbro, and that was, I don't know, Slowbro is not really a whole lot to be excited about, and Urshifu was okay, I guess. I didn't find the story to be amazing or worthwhile. I remember, like, looking at it and just not really feeling much of anything. I'm not sure how I feel about going to play it later, either. Can evolve it, but not right now. I hope you can get it soon, like, honestly, yeah, I know what that's like. Hope you're able to get it evolved up into a shiny Milotic soon, though, because Milotic is really pretty. And shiny, or just in its normal form. Oh, man. Yeah, Isle of Armor just like a big wild area from what I've seen. Literally, the only thing that Isle of Armor is good for is providing quality of life features that should have been in the original game already. Like, most of the stuff that's in Isle of Armor feels like it was just afterthoughts that they tacked on that were meant to be in the actual game, which is embarrassing. Whereas Crown Tundra feels like it's a fairly decent thing. Like, Crown Tundra has this huge emphasis on shiny hunting and also has a lot of cool legendaries, and you can shiny hunt all of them except for, like, the birds. Well, that and also Calyrex, like those things from Calyrex and the horses you can't shiny hunt, but I mean, you get what I'm saying when I say that. Oh, man. Whew, let's see. I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, well, I think I mentioned this already, maybe I didn't. I gotta say, one thing I don't like about something, I remember, like, seen from the DLC is Isle of Armor. I'm kind of conflicted about how they handled the whole following Pokemon thing, especially when it comes to like the fact that you can only have Pokemon like follow you and like they don't like move at the same pace. They can only be around in like Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor. They didn't update it to be in the base game, which is really strange for some reason. They didn't actually give you like any way to take them out in the main game. It feels like it wouldn't have been that much more effort, but I guess Game Freak got lazy and didn't want to bother. Oh yeah, that was funny. I remember watching the stories from like some other YouTubers. It's almost a little bit sad how they just turn Peony into a fucking vessel to just get possessed by Calyrex over and over again. I did like that angle of the story though. It was stupid and really funny. It'll be an interesting experience when I finally get around to doing a little bit more of the story in Crown Tundra so I can actually do Reggie shiny hunting. Oh, okay, sure, just fucking immediately fucking kill me, why don't you, with the Kyogre. Not like it really matters too much, but like, I don't think we're in a good spot to sit here and take much damage. Also, I'm pretty sure one Origin Pulse will fucking end everything. Fuck. Speaking of, like what I was talking about earlier with the following Pokemon, like, I'd hate that the following Pokemon, and they're like, they're done really weirdly, like, they're all follow behind you, which is fine, but, like, they change it to be, like, speed-based, or, like, they would have, like, certain attributes or certain things, like, there's nothing more odd and just unfitting looking than going around in like an area and then having your Pokemon follow you, but it's like really, really slow and just like wobbling behind you and barely can keep up with you. It's like, I don't know, but if you're going to do that, why even give them the option to follow you? Don't make them slower than you and let them like fall behind you, because it feels like it's not even worth like taking them out of the Pokeball at that point. You can't actually see them because they get lost behind you. I don't know, just my 2 cents on that. I'd rather they'd have had the same system as Let's Go, where you could just have them follow directly behind you at like a base speed that every Pokemon shares. Also, the rideable Pokemon and Let's Go are genuinely a lot of fun to mess around with. Like, regardless of which rideable Pokemon you get, and they all seem like they have fairly unique, like, mounts for when you're riding on them. I mean, it's a pretty good system. I genuinely enjoy going around, like, flying on Charizard, or going around and riding on, like, Arcanine or whatever. I'm still disappointed we didn't get, like, the ability to ride the legendary birds in Let's Go, like Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos. Not that it's a big deal. Oh, man. Not that it matters that much. I wonder what they're going to do for... Actually, I wonder if they're going to add anything new if they do Let's Go Johto. Talking about this a little bit. I don't know why I'm bringing this up right now, but, like... I hope they end up making more rideable mounts, though. One thing I feel like would be really cool would be the option to have, like... The option to ride on the dog Pokemon, like... Say... Suicune, Raikou, and Entei. I'm pretty sure there was, like, scenes like this in, like, the Pokemon movies, like Ash rid on top of... I think Ash rode on Lugia, and I think he also rode on Entei's back. Like, it'd be weird if they didn't keep that in the end of it. Also, the mounts you get into on, or the mounts you get on and Let's Go. Oh my god, I love a lot of them. Oh, they just let you jump on the back of a Haunter and ride around. Really silly looking, but really cool. I'm not sure what the weirdest one is. Maybe the Onyx. Oh, god damn it. All this just to get hit by this fucking one attack and die. Ugh. Can't get a fucking easy time, it seems. Not like it's that big of a deal, but... Great. At least it's easier to fight than Groudon is, I guess, but that's not really saying that much. Oh, man. Let me see. Anything here? I don't think... Whoops. Not yet. Let me check these. I don't think I got any shiny, though. Let me see. Anything? No? Alright, just checking before we continue. Oh, right. I was going to talk about a rumor and I forgot. Sorry, I got, like, sidetracked. I was talking about how somebody... Apparently, there's a supposed leak or rumor going around about, like, some games coming out, like, in the next year or two. One of them was, like, a leak about Pokemon. It was suggesting that, like, there'd be a collection that came up next year. Specifics, I don't think I've seen anybody, like, actually specify what the specific of what the whole thing was there, like what all they were going to include in the supposed collection. It could be anything from like Gen 1 to 5, or it could be Gen 6 and 7. I don't know what they would be planning for a new update, or a new collection of the games. If they even did one. I don't think they've ever done a collection before, so it would be interesting to say the least, though. Let me see. Yudo's really strong. It's cool. Hey, look ugly? Yeah, I know what that's like. You want to pick a Pokemon, then you don't because you don't see anything like super or good about it. I don't know. I like to have Pokemon that look nice and are really strong competitively. Or not really. I guess that's strong plays the right word. I don't really care too much they're competitive. And, like, it feels nice to have a Pokemon that looks good. Also, this dude just fucking passed up a Pincurchin for a fucking Miltank. Are you serious? Whatever. Not like it's a huge problem, but it's gonna be a nuisance, I'm sure. Oh, man. Also, in this rumor, like, aside from, like, the thing about this collection, there was something about, like, potential for Gen 4 remake next year, supposedly, and Let's Go Johto game coming up in 2022, which that sounds actually somewhat believable. I think it mentioned in 2021 releases for like Pokemon Snap as well. I'm kind of surprised Pokemon Snap didn't get released this year, actually, or at least that there's not any sign of it coming this year, because like that game looked like it was pretty close to done already, actually. Like it genuinely made me think, oh, this is nearly done already. They're probably like right around the release date, and then you end up looking up, nope, TBA, they still haven't announced anything. It's like, I don't know, this looks far further in development than most stuff I see from, and you know, they should announce stuff like suddenly, like how Metroid Prime 4 doesn't have a release date yet still. June 21st, 2021. I mean, I don't think there's been an official date yet, has there? Maybe I'm wrong. I've heard Game Freak like actually announce a release date for new Pokemon Snap yet. I we're on the topic of release dates, actually. I know that Zarude event thing was going on, and I just signed up like the day before it ended because I was interested in trying to get one. I mean, might as well not miss out on the chance to get it. Like, anybody got their codes yet? I saw somebody get a code early on YouTube when I was looking around, but I think it was like someone who was kind of big, like a PokeTuber that plays and does like a lot of shiny hunting, and they got their hands on a Zarude code already. I was wondering if they'd already started like releasing them in batches or not. I've been keeping an eye on my email just in case, so I can like try to get the code as soon as I find it and then redeem it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get much use out of it. I don't really care to be, like, I might be shiny hunting legendaries, but I actually like that when I play online, I like to play without using legendaries. I like to have a team that's set up with like 6 good Pokemon that are balanced well, and do that instead of trying to make a team that's literally like, oh, a bunch of overpowered legendaries. And I feel like that's part of the fun of Pokemon. It's their make a team and then assemble something really good and like test how useful your team is in competitive. I guess a part of the fun of the non-line is like playing and trying to tweak your team and see how it works and then make adjustments to it. Don't know if people got their code. I'm not surprised. I've only heard of like one person getting it, and it was somebody who was doing it. I don't remember what his name is. He was in the middle of like shiny hunting, and I think it was Regigigas, yeah, and he was like, he also had like was famous for like doing a really, really long Feebas shiny hunt, so I think I remember that bit, but I don't remember what his name is. Should probably, I don't know, actually, maybe it would be fine to keep that. Let's say if the Abominus Notion should be got rid of, but actually, either way works here. I think we need to resist the boss at the end. Oh, man. I genuinely feel like we'd be better off just getting rid of fucking events entirely. I feel like they don't really add a lot to the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I feel like the mythicals are just frustrating. Nothing's worse than going and missing an event and then feeling like you got screwed over because you didn't get a chance to like get the Pokemon. If they want things to be really fair, they could turn it on where like you have to wait until a specific date and then just leave it unlocked. I feel like that'd be a much better solution than sitting here giving us like slight opportunities every now and then to get our hands on mythical Pokemon. I don't know, just my 2 cents. Let's see. I mentioned this leak. I wanted to talk about some more. There was a lot of stuff. Somebody mentioned it in my... Yeah, somebody mentioned it on my channel yesterday. There were, let's see, I think there was mention of Zelda Anniversary and Metroid stuff too, like supposedly Metroid Prime Trilogy would be getting a release finally next year, and I think they claim something along the lines of like 2022 or 2023 or something for Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if I believe that or not, considering Metroid Prime 4, we haven't heard a word of like actual development about the game since E3 and the point they restarted everything. Also, rumor about like a new Metroid game being released next year, which kind of lines up with like a lot of rumors about Metroid 5 being in development, and supposedly it was going to release this year. I actually believe that we could have possibly been intended to get a new Metroid game and they might have delayed it. Let me see. Pulling up Pokemon Pokejobs, the day skip. Yeah, I do that sometimes and I feel like I really want to EV train stuff and I don't want to be stuck waiting around for it. Much faster to do that. I'd rather not have to go through and try to do manual EV training because I don't feel like I understand it super well. EV training is like the one part of Pokemon that I really don't get. I mean, it's only a big deal if you actually do competitive, and I don't really play it too much, so I like the really big deal, but still. Ugh. That's something right on my mind that I forgot about that I was going to mention. I said, oh gosh. I hate when that happens and I have something important I want to talk about and then I just forget instead of being able to remember it. Let's see. Was it? Whatever. Let's talk about this rumor stuff for a little bit and then talk on some other subjects, I guess. I mean, I'm in the mood to talk about these kind of things. I feel like, even though I'm not huge on rumors, discussing them can be a lot of fun. I genuinely enjoy talking about them and just seeing like general opinion on this kind of stuff. But yeah, this year was kind of barren actually. Like, we didn't get a whole lot to really look forward to, and then come the end of the year, like, we got a few releases the last second. I wonder how much COVID actually affected Nintendo's like plans for the year. Because I really genuinely believe we might have been close to getting Metroid. It sucked to see how much of an impact this virus has had on the whole world. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking forgetting something and then you sit there wasting like 5 or 10 minutes trying to remember it is probably one of the most annoying feelings ever. Why are we going for the ice again? I don't think anything particularly strong against ice in our party. I mean, maybe we can make it work to get rid of this quickly. Oh, man. You guys watch the Game Awards every year, actually? I keep up with them usually because even though I don't really care too much, it's usually a good source of, like, new stuff to look out for and see, like, what all's big news that's making the rounds and people are talking about. I usually like to watch for that exact reason. Hey, Ember. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Just got started a little bit ago. Haven't missed out on much, really. Yeah, I've been watching for a while now. I remember watching probably since, like, 2012 or 2013 or something, maybe. The first one I remember watching was like on a long time ago from like Skyward. Actually, probably 2011 then. It's like Skyward Sword. I remember winning the Game Awards. You don't like them, you don't watch them. That's fine, I understand that. The one thing I don't really care about the whole Game of the Year thing that happens every single year with the Game Awards. For any like part of it that actually might be worth it, in my opinion, I think the big thing for watching is to see like all the world premiere like new games that are being shown off there. I feel like that's the real reason to go watch it. It's why a lot of people tune into it too, is they want to see what's new and what's being like shown off for the first time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I agree with the general consensus actually that like Game of the Year as a title has kind of just lost its fucking meaning at this point. Nobody seems to ever give a shit about what game actually wins Game of the Year, and for good reason. It's like everybody has different tastes in games, and I'm sure some of this is like influenced by either bias or possibly like we don't even know if there's potential that devs could be paying to get their game winning, so it's like, yeah, it's like, it's really hard to say if the judgment is fair, but the game announcements are always interesting. I remember last year, and I didn't remember like actually liking any of the announcements of it too much. Like I was watching and there was not really that much interesting. The only thing I remember standing out from last year's Game Awards was the fact that they showed off like No More Heroes threesome, and that was pretty cool. But God, last year's Game Awards had like a lot of hype behind it, and it took so little to deflate all that hype, honestly. Had all this cool stuff everyone was expecting to happen, like potentially see like a new Smash Bros. Fighter get revealed. That didn't happen. Supposedly the last game was like swapped for something else, and I remember the fucking last announcement was like that stupid, what was it, Need for Speed or whatever? I don't remember what the hell the game was. It was that unmemorable. Like they had that as their last announcement, and supposedly the last announcement was like actually pulled from the presentation at the last second. If I'm not remembering wrong, I think I recall hearing a lot of rumors about like the final game they were going to reveal was like supposed to be, what was it? I think that was going to be like Half-Life Alyx, and they were going to be talking about it for quite a little bit on the stream. And then Valve pulled out at the last second, supposedly, according to like rumors about the presentation. I still don't know why they like took away their slot at the Game Awards. I guess Valve was still not sure that their game was like ready to be shown off yet. I've got to say, I'm not really too big on and like VR and too interested in it, but like if there is one game that has easily caught my attention and looks like something that's really worth playing, it's definitely Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx is like the standout VR title. It looks so good, and it looks like a lot of fun. Everybody I've seen who's like played it says it's really goddamn immersive and really fucking good, so if I ever get VR, that's definitely something I want to pick up. Also, maybe stream too. I have played a lot of Half-Life, and I feel like I'm missing out a little bit not playing it, actually. Like, I want to see the game for myself at some point. Oh, man. I hope this means, like, we end up seeing more Half-Life, actually. Any of you guys here played the series? I'm just curious. Like, I haven't talked to too many people who actually play Half-Life, but I think it's fairly popular, and the internet made a pretty big splash when Half-Life Alyx was announced. Like, I'm pretty sure the series is at least fairly well known. I hope this means that we get like a revival of Half-Life this year, because I actually am really, really hopeful we'll get to see more stuff really soon from it. Like Half-Life 3 finally. Let me see. Katamari Damacy rerolls on PS5, releasing on PS5. Interesting. I mean, I honestly, like, I've played some bits of Katamari, and I've got to be honest, and I tried to play, like, a rerolled, like, I played it, and I could not grasp the controls at all. It felt really awkward trying to, like, move the ball around, trying to get my stuff to go, like, directly where I wanted it. I felt like I was fighting against the game, like, quite a few times, trying to, like, get everything to go right. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hold anything against it. In fact, it looks like a really great game series. Everybody talks about it like it is a great game series, but when I played it, I just could not figure out what the fuck I was doing for the life of me. And I really loved the music and, like, the general vibe of the game and, like, just everything about it, but I can't get over that one barrier. Maybe I just need to pick it up and try again at some point. It's not easy to try and get used to controls that feel really alien, though. Ugh. Same issue I had with Star Fox X, yeah, Star Fox Zero, even though with Star Fox I was able to, like, overcome it over some time. Wasn't too bad. Oh, man. Speaking of, like, control issues, right? Control issues aren't the right wording for this, but, like, any of you guys ever played, like, any of the old stuff Nintendo released? Or not even just Nintendo, but, like, stuff a lot of companies released where you'd have to, like, have a peripheral to play the game. You'd have to, like, plug up the specific thing just so you could experience it. One game I remember fairly well that had this was, I believe, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. That was a pretty decent game from what I remember. Ended up enjoying that game quite a bit, but, like, Nintendo seems to have quite a lot of these games where they have these peripheral-only experiences and you don't have any other way to play them. I'm almost certain I remember some stuff where there were, like, some big-name games from, like, series they had where you had to buy this shit to actually play it, but I can't, like, place my finger on any, like, off the top of my head, actually. Alright, you want to go listen to me? That's fine if you want to do that for a little bit and come back. I'll be here still talking and just hanging out for quite some time, so I don't mind. Oh man, let's see here. Thinking for the moment. I never finished my talk about, like, YouTube stuff. Actually, I kind of want to talk about the game accessories a little bit. I remember, like, a Did You Know gaming video I watched recently, actually, on, like, Zelda, and it was pretty interesting. One thing I remembered about this was, like, they were talking about, like, a whole bunch of different, Zelda projects that got canceled, and, like, all these ideas. Excuse me, gosh, I've got some weird gas problems right now. But yeah, there was, like, I think there was one I mentioned on the stream already where it was, like, a retro-made stealth thing. That one sounded interesting. They had a supposed sequel to Twilight Princess in the works, and they had, like, some other sequel to Wind Waker in the works as well that was supposed to be, like, a more proper sequel than how Phantom Hourglass was. And then you look at this and, like, all these different ideas and how they ended up taking Link's crossbow training as one of their games they wanted to release after, like, all this stuff. And it's like, why is it that all the cool Zelda ideas that sounded like they'd be really fun ended up, like, getting completely scrapped, and all the really odd ones ended up being the ones that made it out? Like, I would have loved to have seen an actual, like, Twilight Princess 2 and seen what they did with it. Link's crossbow training is alright, but it was a really dumb experience overall. Just a bunch of fucking mini-games, basically, at the Zelda skin. Felt like that game had no purpose actually existing. How do you guys actually own the Wii, out of curiosity? I feel like one thing I remember about Wii, there were a lot of, like, times where there were just, like, weird accessories that were made for it, and, like, one game would use it, and that's it. Wii Zapper seems like it had that fate. I can't name a single Wii Zapper game that I can actually remember other than Link's crossbow training. Just the sole thing that I remember about that. Let's see. I think the same can be said about the Wii Fitness Board. All I remember ever using that thing for was Wii Fit, and I didn't even have that game. I remember there was like a Rabbids game that released and used that. That's a fun topic to bring up and discuss for a little bit, like worst accessories that are like released for game consoles. I feel like that would be something to open up some good discussion. What's the worst like peripherals you guys have used? I'm genuinely curious. I wonder what happened to the whole Wii Vitality sensor. I remember that was something Nintendo was like hyping up, and supposedly it was going to be something really big, and then ended up never releasing and just got canceled. And nobody seems to know the reason why it got canceled either. I'm sure it would have been useful though. I could imagine if they did something with like Eternal Dark and they used like the... Did I say that name right? Hold on a second. It's probably Eternal Darkness, unless I'm remembering that wrong. Yeah, Eternal Darkness, excuse me. But yeah, it would have made sense for something like that to have a heartbeat monitor like a vitality sensor. That could be a really interesting experience for horror games. Like how they could use your heart rate to like determine what kind of scare they give you at the moment. I'm not even big on horror games, but there's some interesting concepts I've seen explored in them, like with Outlast and the camera. Let's see. Speaking of accessories, and I'm not really big on, I don't really give much of a shit about the Pokeball Plus, actually. I feel like that's a really odd one. Also, I'm going to link this before I forget. I didn't link this in my Discord, my bad. But yeah, like I was saying, Pokeball Plus was a really, really weird, really interesting thing to talk about. I don't use it very often. I guess if you have Pokemon Go, you've got like an inherent use for taking it out and you can add something to use it on, but outside of that, I can't name a good reason to actually use it. All it did was give Mew and Let's Go, and also this game. Feels like a waste of an accessory, and it's overpriced on top of that. I think there have been like plenty of deals where you can get them for really cheap now, though, so I guess it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know. I'd never used that thing like more than just a little bit. All I use it for at most is Pokemon Go. As a fucking controller, though, Pokeball Plus really goddamn sucks. Like, it's a fucking single button, pretty much, unless there's actually two buttons. There's one at the top, one in the center, and it's the fucking stick. It's like, is this even considered an acceptable controller when you've just got one button to work with and nothing else? I don't know. I still remember when I went to E3, I think I've told you guys about that, how I went to E3 2018 and I got to try out a lot of the games there, and I tried out Pokemon Let's Go, and one thing I remember really fucking hating was that they made us use the Pokeball Plus. That was something I found to be really stupid, honestly. Not something really worthwhile. I would have preferred having the option to use that or to use like an actual controller. I don't know. Just a bit of ranting there. I could talk about this topic for a little bit. I'll go on with it a little bit more and then we'll switch up what we're talking about. I just felt like discussing game accessories would be pretty interesting. I don't think there's any more I can remember for like Nintendo products before I move on to another subject, though. Wii Motion Plus was good, if you can even call it an accessory. I feel like that's more of like an update to the controller, though. Like, I remember Wii Sports Resort was fairly popular. I think that was like a pack-in title with Wii Motion Plus or something. And also, they used it on a lot of Wii U games. Like, I remember there being a lot of people who talked about it and how precise it was. Also, playing Pikmin 3 with, like, Wii Motion Plus was an interesting experience. Getting to have that extra precision for playing and getting to, like, especially not using it to play and, like, throw your Pikmin or call them or whatever. Felt like it was really, really useful, and maybe it was one of my favorite, like, ways to play Pikmin 3 or Pikmin in general. Although Pikmin 1 and 2 had some awkward Wii controls, in my opinion, when they ported them. Skyward Sword was really good too, while we're on the topic of Motion Plus, although My problem with Skyward Sword is more the fact that Skyward Sword's controls were good, but they didn't work perfectly well. Like, they were kind of messy. I remember using it several times, and it would just, like, not actually register what I was doing correctly, and I kept swinging and it'd go in the wrong direction, or I had to, like, resync the controller. Also, B was annoying as fuck. I never got used to listening to her. I don't feel like she was the worst, like, partner character who tried to help you out. I still feel like Navi's got that role, but, like, it's hard for not to overstate, like, how bad B was at sometimes. Wonder why that game got so much flack. I guess purely, like, B is a big reason. The motion control's not really working super well doesn't help either. I think most of my, like, times I've read about that, like, it's been like either A, people have a good experience with Motion Plus on Skyward Sword, or it's B, they have a really, really poor experience with it. There's never been any in between when I read about it. Anybody here played Wii Sports Resort? I played Wii Sports, never really got into that other one. The Wii series games, not the games that Nintendo made that are like their first party stuff, but like the games that had like the Wii branding on it were some interesting titles. I remember picking up Wii Play back in the day because it had like a packed in Wii remote. I was excited to get that. It was like, oh, basically paying the price of a Wiimote and getting a free game out of it. This is how it was like easiest to look at it. Just a really, really kind of like, or some little package of like games tossed together for some fun you could mess around with. Not really huge deal, but worth it to buy a new Wii remote over and just get yourself the game. Better than buying a Wii remote separately, anyway. Speaking of Wii Sports, actually, Wii Sports was pretty interesting and pretty fun, even though it was like really simple. I remember really liking Wii Sports and like enjoying my time with it quite a bit, despite being a pack-in. I remember like actually wasting a while just sitting there playing it for God knows how many hours, just doing whatever. Boxing, boxing was good. Not sure it was my favorite. I didn't care much for the golf. Baseball was always really fun if we're talking on Wii Sports. I feel like that's another good topic. Scientist, maybe. See if there's anything good over there, potentially. And I'm trying to figure out something that'll work out for us. But yeah, there were a lot of good things in that game. Let's see. What are the games again? Bowling, boxing, golf, tennis, and I remember them all. Baseball? Did I say that already? Boxing, baseball, bowling. Boxing, baseball, bowling. Tennis, golf. Yeah, okay. Golf was probably the one I think I remember playing the least of. Boxing was stupid, but pretty fun to mess around with, and let's see. Yeah, baseball was probably one of my personal favorites. Same with the bowling, too. Wii Bowling was like a really dumb but really fun thing to mess around with, actually. Very good pack-in title back in the day, too. When you guys had like a Wii U, I'm just curious because like I felt like bringing up the topic of like Wii U and Wii Sports Club was an interesting topic to talk about. I actually own that game, I think. I don't know where the hell it is. It's probably at my parents' place, and I don't know what I did with it, but like I remember playing that. Excuse me. It felt like a weird HD remake of like the original Wii Sports. Actually, somebody I like to watch stream was like playing through that relatively recently, and I've got to say, watching it and like seeing it again, like does not seem to live up to the same like degree of fun as I remember having with it originally. Not that it's a big deal. It's not like it's something that made a huge problem, but like watching it, like I don't know. Oh, did I not even realize we picked a Thunder Pokemon? I wasn't paying attention. Like, actually, how did I not notice this was a Gargantuar? Because I wasn't looking close. But yeah, like I was saying, I was watching RT Gameplay it yesterday on his stream. I gotta say, some of the decisions there are really weird. Like, they had like a bunch of new game modes, but some of them are kind of meh. Like one of them was like a thing where you play the golf and you do a bingo and you have to line up and get like shots and try to get it like a bingo just sitting there. You're lining up every single thing you can on the golf bingo. It was a weird concept that I still don't know how I feel about. Not terrible, not super interesting. There were a whole bunch of these like new things put in the game. They also had like new features for like using the gamepad. Like you could like toss a baseball with like using a little bit of help from your gamepad there. That was an interesting feature they added. And also when you play golf, they had like a golf ball positioned on the Wii U gamepad screen. It was odd. Funny how it took them like several years to implement some of the like stuff they had, like the tech demo stuff they were showing off for the Wii U. Took them that long to make use of the gamepad, like actually using the golf ball. I don't think that many people expected them to remake Wii Sports either. Oh yeah, they made a really weird change too. Like I remember if you played the boxing, there was like a thing where you had to use 2 Wii remotes to like sit there and try to play the boxing with like 2 hands. Otherwise, you're stuck on a slow one-handed mode. The new game modes were really, really odd actually. Wii Sports Resort, not Sport Resort, but excuse me, Wii Sports Club. It's not like all of it was terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. There was one thing I remember really good about this like remake actually, and it was that in it you could play bowling and you had like an option to do 100 pin bowling. That was a really, really cool thing they added to it, and fairly unique little game mode that made it feel like there was something kind of cool to check out. So that was a neat little feature they had. I feel glad they put that in there. That was something I enjoyed messing around with. Also, this had like online support. I remember messing around with it quite a bit. I'm gonna try and see if I can replace this thing since it's dying. Maybe it'll be worth it. Also, actually, I'm talking about something else other than just Wii Sports Club, but also like, how is Wii Sports Resort for anybody who's played it? I don't know how many people have a Wii. I think somebody here told me about them having a Wii in the past. I'd like to check that out since I never played it. I don't know if it's actually any good or not, though. I remember it being like a good set of like new games. I wonder if we're going to see those Mii games make a return at any point in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back. I don't really feel strongly about them either way. There's some alright titles, but they're not amazing. Like Miitopia is pretty alright. I remember that game and I enjoyed playing through it. Really weird 3DS title, and it was like near the end of the console's like lifespan. But it was pretty good. Also, on top of that was Tomodachi Life. I remember Tomodachi Life like particularly well. I remember it didn't really last for me though. I feel like I had about the same amount of like playtime out of that than I did like some of my, well, she was like a time that as I did like Animal Crossing, maybe less. Tomodachi Life was pretty good, but like one thing I remember not loving about it, the game really emphasized random humor for the hell of it, which wasn't really the funniest. It was just kind of like, oh, look at this joke we made, aren't we funny? I don't know. Some of the interactions were really good, really goofy. You could see all these stupid interactions between these Miis and unrealistic things you'd never see. Also, the voice synthesizer was funny as hell. I don't know how, but they made it pretty damn entertaining with what they did with it. Not anything crazy. I think one of my favorite features of it was like making different music and like seeing it all played out when you ended up like finishing a song in it. That was something I liked quite a bit. Oh man. I might actually have to go back and play it sometime. The more I talk about it, the more I have interest in checking it out again. I don't want to see another Tomodachi Life at some point. I think the original Tomodachi Life was like a thing on DS, because I remember some game at least on DS and nowhere else in Japan. It was called like Tomodachi Collection. I remember randomly finding out about it and having some interest in it. I'd like to see how it differs from its sequel, though. Probably a fairly interesting sequel, to say the least. Oh, fuck. I feel like I might change topic in a little bit. I feel like I do have some other stuff that I want to discuss rather than talking purely about whatever for right now. Just like things that are on my mind. Trying to think of anything interesting that comes up. I'm sorry if this isn't the most entertaining stream. I'm putting as much thought as I can into making new topics that are actually fun to talk about. What was I going to mention? I think it was related to YouTube stuff again. Not the same thing I was mentioning earlier. Something completely different, actually. Although it doesn't matter too much. Oh, actually, it wasn't YouTube. It was related to phones, actually. I can talk about YouTube later if I want to, though. But yeah, if you guys play mobile games or have, like, use your phone, like, fairly actively, I don't use mine too much, to be honest. I use it every now and then at best. I don't really get too invested in playing a bunch on it. I think when I first got it, I downloaded a whole bunch of games, and I was really happy to use it a lot. Like, I remember I downloaded Mario Run on it, and I also got Fire Emblem. What was it called? Fire Emblem Heroes. I played that for a while before I got tired and burnt out on it, and I think I downloaded the Animal Crossing mobile game, but I never really cared about it too much. Also, speaking of Animal Crossing, I feel like that's a topic I want to go back to in just a little bit and talk about. I've been meaning to talk about it for some time, and I always end up forgetting or getting too sidetracked. Why is this one guy with the Basculin taking fucking ages to decide on a move? Just pick something. It's not that hard. I just want to end the battle, please. Finally. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about mobile games. I remember Nintendo was like talking like several years ago about how big they were going to do with like mobile games and put up like a whole bunch of projects. Then all of a sudden, after things start not going completely their way and how they're not satisfied with them, everything's like turning out, they immediately changed their tone about the whole thing about doing more mobile games. God, that was a quick 360 in terms of scope. I mean, I'm not surprised. Wait, it's I might actually said that wrong. It's 180. I think 360 is a full circle. Whatever. I said it and I said it stupidly. My bad. Whatever. I'd try and I'd sometimes say dumb things. You get what I'm trying to say. Probably would have been better if they hadn't tried to milk the fucking mobile market so hard. Nobody wanted it. I remember, like, hearing about how Animal Crossing's mobile game got it, like, what's their word? I was gonna say flush. That doesn't sound right, but, like, they dropped a whole bunch of, like, microtransactions stuff based in the game. Like, apparently they put in, like, these fortune cookie things for gotcha stuff, and nobody really liked it, and it kind of hurt the game's popularity a bit. Also, on that very same note, like, on the very same note, like, I remember Mario Kart Tour being, like, something everybody was pretty interested when it was brand new. Had like, wanted to check it out, sounded like it'd be a cool thing and maybe a fun little mobile game, and then fucking release it. It is probably some of the worst gotcha-infested, like, mobile shit I've ever seen. That game has so many terrible fucking microtransactions that are just not even remotely worth using in the game. Ugh, it disgusts me how bad it looks. Like, you can see the fucking... I see these, like... What was I saying? What's the right word for it again? Microtransactions? Yeah, sorry, microtransactions, like, the functionality was already implemented in the beta, and you just couldn't buy anything. Fucking, it seems like from the very beginning of them making this game, it was already hot garbage, not worth fucking supporting. Here I thought, like, a Mario Kart on mobile could actually be really good. Maybe it could if they hadn't decided to fucking make it microtransaction based. Let's see. Butterfree, I guess? Why the fuck not? Why are they picking Centiskorch, but whatever. Oh, man. Speaking of Mario Kart, we need a new Mario Kart soon. I really want to play one that's brand new and got some good new content rather than Mario Kart 8 over and over again. And I haven't played Mario Kart 8 in quite some time, so I just haven't had any interest in it. I don't know. I got my fill of it on the Wii U, and I feel like what I played was more than enough. I'm ready to move on to a new one at this point. Maybe sometime soon. It feels weird, like, looking at mobile and seeing a fucking mobile Mario Kart game get, like, a whole bunch of updates with new tracks and stuff, like, every now and then see some, like, stuff like that pop up, and then, like, meanwhile, the console Mario Kart that's already on the market, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, hasn't had any updates in some time, and most of the updates have been really minor shit. I will say, at least in the Wii U point, like, the Wii U period, like, there were some pretty fun times with Mario Kart 8. I enjoyed playing it, despite there not being a proper battle mode like there should have been, but whatever. It's only a small complaint right now. But, like, I remember the day the DLC was revealed, not the first one, because the first one was just some fucking stupid, like, deal. I think they struck a deal with, like, Honda or something. I don't remember the details. You could probably look that up. I remember seeing a video about this exact subject, actually, before I move on. Like, Nintendo doing really weird partnerships, and Mario Kart 8 was one of them. To look that up. It might have just been, like, Did You Know Gaming. Fun watch, either way. Just thought I'd bring it up and talk about it for just a little bit. Let's talk about what I meant to talk about. I gotta say, I don't know if I'd say the same for the Wii U necessarily, but like, the way, not the Wii U, seen the Switch necessarily, but Wii U had some actually pretty decent DLC, at least in Mario Kart 8 especially. Like, I remember you got like a pretty decent pricing for like what you were offered. For reference, like, there's 4 cups that were added on, and like after the base game was completed. I forget what they're all called. They had, like, there's one with the GBA tracks. I think that was like the same, like, 1 cup that has all those. There's the one with like Ice Outpost. I'm not getting that mixed up with something else. One that has Animal Crossing, the one that has Zelda, that stuff. It's that kind of thing where they had those courses. Frankly, the DLC was good, though. Only $12. You got 4 cups. That was a fucking steal, honestly. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, some of that felt like it could have been better. One thing I remember not liking about the DLC was that I felt like Hyrule Circuit was kind of bland as a course. Like, it had just Zelda stuff around it, and it was like, you're racing around Hyrule Castle or whatever, and it's like, this felt like the bare minimum and bare bones for what they could have done with the idea of putting Link and Mario Kart. They could have gone for something cooler, in my opinion, and put up a really, really neat feature. Instead, they go for fucking putting... Hold on a second, I'm going to have to mute my mic. Let me see what this is. I don't think it's anything important. Give me just a second. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. I thought maybe I had an important call on the line. It was spam. I should have figured that when I saw a number I hadn't actually, like, seen before, but I don't know. I thought maybe I had an important family call or something, possibly. Seems like it's gotten aggressive more, although I don't know if you guys would know, like, much about that thing, like how... Like I've been getting more spam calls on my phone over the last year or two, where I just get these random calls at, like, certain days and just fucking and trying to sell me on stupid shit, or trying to, like, talk to me about this, or say the stupid bullshit. Like, the thing I was calling about was, like, claiming I had an expired warranty on my car or something, and it is all bullshit, I'm pretty sure. Also, the same kind of scam call where you get, like, somebody calling and claiming that, like, oh, we're calling you about your college, unpaid college tuition, and it's like, I didn't earn any college tuition, it's like, it calling you about your, what's that word for it? The loans people get, that kind of thing, calling you about college loans, and it's like, yeah, I know this is a scam call, I don't have a college loan, so fuck off, you're not fooling anybody with that shit. Maybe do a little bit of research before you just flip through a phone book and then call every number you see in it, because that's what it feels like these guys do. They get really persistent, too. I've had some that call me pretending to be, like, Social Security. Guys have, like, no shame whatsoever. I'm gonna do Shell Bell, I think, just in case. For healing. Oh, man. I wish I could block most of these calls, like, sooner. Did I not? No, I did hit the button. I guess it's just taking time to resync our decisions together. Somebody hasn't made their mind up. Let's see, where were we? I don't want to talk about the spam calls too much. They're not really fun to listen to. They're stupid, but it's like, there's no point in, like, talking about it that much. There's some funny, dumb ones, though. Yeah, let's go back to the topic of talking about... Let's see, we were talking about DLC. I don't remember if Smash Wii U had, like, decent DLC. I remember it was pretty pricey. Smash Bros. 4 had a weird system, like, paying for DLC on, like, both Wii U and the 3DS, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Felt like it was kind of a little bit pricey. Didn't pay for a bundle like you did on Smash Ultimate. Out of curiosity, when we're talking on DLC, actually, in your opinion, what's the best DLC you guys have seen for Switch games so far, or even just best DLC you've seen in general, like on any platform lately? I hear good things about the Doom DLC, actually, and I hear it's very, very well done, so that's something I'm interested in when Doom Eternal releases. Speaking of which, I recall hearing about, like, Doom Eternal supposedly getting delayed, and now they're mentioning that they are only going to do a digital release instead of, like, physical and digital. I swear every time it gets mentioned, they have worse news to bring up. It's like, at this point, yeah, just fucking cancel it. Nobody's expecting it to actually release anymore. At least nobody I know of. It's like, I think everybody has given up on expecting Doom Eternal to come to Switch. It feels like we're just being led on. They need to say something, just say it instead of waiting on it. I don't know. Might just be me. I waited months and months to get it on my Wii U, and now I feel annoyed that I had to wait to hear this shit. I don't even care that it's, like, only going to be digital, but it's like, really? This is the most you can tell us? Whatever, though. I don't know if DLC is the right term. I guess update. I remember, like, in this exact matter, like, there was a Left 4 Dead 2 update that was pretty good recently. Hey, Ember, welcome back to stream. Glad you make it back. We've just been talking about whatever. I haven't really talked about a whole lot of things, so yeah, you've missed out on too much. I was talking about DLC actually right now, and just discussing, like, good DLCs. I wanted to say, like, what are some good DLCs you guys have seen, like, recently, or like on recent years, and just like Switch DLC, whatever you want to talk about in that regard, because I feel like that's a fun topic to discuss. I still don't know how I would rate my opinion of this DLC in particular for Sword and Shield, actually. Like, I genuinely do like the Dynamax Adventures, but I'm not sure if this is $30 worth of value or not. I mean, you get 2 different campaigns you can do, so it's not all bad. Let me see. Might have to go soon to get your copy of Age of Calamity. Alright, I understand if you can't hang around for too long. I mean, I wish we could sit here and chat more, because it's just nice to be able to chat and hang out and just do whatever, and I'd like to be able to do that for a while, but it's okay, whatever, I understand. I'm not getting a copy until next month at the earliest, I think. I don't have the money for it. Not this month, at least. I've got too many other things I have to prioritize. I'll fucking do a Gigantamax. Yeah, Nintendo has some really good DLC. I'd agree with that. There's some fun stuff to play from their DLCs. Zelda, Splatoon 2, and other games. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about the... Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole Splatoon 2 DLC thing. I never played it too much, though. I got like a copy a long time ago and didn't really get interested in it. It's kind of neat. I mean, I'm glad they gave us more single-player stuff, but it feels like it's just there to supplement the actual, like, main online of the multiplayer some and, like, help with that a little bit, and you get some unlockables for that. It's decent, but it's not something I find to be amazing. Kind of felt this way about some of their DLC. Breath of the Wild was odd. I liked the map, and like the masks they added, and some of the new features they added. In terms of content, I don't know how I feel about all the Breath of the Wild stuff. I like the motorcycle, and I like the new masks, like the Korok mask. It's like, I don't know. The big thing I can remember from the DLC is Master Mode, because it adds that extra layer of, like, gameplay you can use. It's not great. It's like doing more enemy damage, but it's fairly interesting. One thing I remember pretty well from the Breath of the Wild DLC was the Trial of the Sword, though. That was actually pretty fun. Like, if there's one thing I do remember, that was good in my opinion. Weirdly, I don't remember really liking the DLC, like, dungeon, like the second DLC, like, or not the second DLC, like, you know, I'm talking about the second part of the DLC that released for Breath of the Wild. Like I remember going through the puzzles and just being a little annoyed with it more than anything, and not really finding it a lot of fun. The actual shrines themselves, I think I remember being fairly decent and actually like a fun distraction for a little bit, and those were pretty good. But like when you came to like trying to get to the dungeon and go through and get to the boss fight at the end, that dungeon just felt like it wasn't very memorable at all. I think it was meant to be like one of those divine beasts, but they didn't even, I don't think we ever really saw much of it other than the fact that it was supposedly the big motorbike you get at the end of the dungeon. Really weird dungeon in my opinion. Trying to think. Oh yeah, speaking of Breath of the Wild, I wonder if we're going to hear about, maybe like a lot about Breath of the Wild, if we're going to get Breath of the Wild 2 like released next year. I hope they really take like the criticisms and like the suggestions people made to heart, because I really liked Breath of the Wild, but frankly speaking, and one thing I did remember, I remember really missing the dungeons, actually, like the traditional dungeons. I missed that because they were a lot of fun to play through. They were always really, really unique, really, really interesting, and good source of gameplay. That was like the meat and potatoes of Zelda before Breath of the Wild, was the dungeons, because they always had good puzzles, and there was a lot of combat. Felt like it was always satisfying going through and solving all the puzzles and getting everything done, even if it was like always the same cookie cutter shit of like go to X room, get a key, then find your way to the special item you unlock from the dungeon so you can beat the rest of it. But it was fun. It was enjoyable when they did that. I don't know how you guys feel about this exact thing, but I didn't find that same joy in playing through the Divine Beasts in Breath of the Wild. I think the only one I remember really well was like the camel, and that was what I think that was the Vaughn Naboris or whatever. That one was kind of fun to play through, but the whole, they felt like four kind of weak dungeons in my opinion. I mean, I'm not gonna give them too much trouble for it, and I'm not gonna say it's like a really big deal, but the only reason I'm like okay with how it worked out is because I feel like the whole shrines thing was done really well. I don't know, how did you guys feel about the dungeons in Breath of the Wild, out of curiosity? Do you guys like the shrines more? I'm just curious to hear opinions on it. Is everything working in the chat? I haven't seen any messages in the says it went to 0 viewers, but I'm just trying to make sure. I don't know if YouTube broke. Okay, I think it's fine. I couldn't tell, actually. Just was wondering, so I haven't seen any messages in a little bit. Oh, fuck. Really? You're gonna fucking strike me with the fucking thunder attack? Okay, whatever, game. Okay, not a big deal. Just wondering. Not a problem. I think my first session of Breath of the Wild, I remember when I started it for the first time, I actually went through and played and, like, did all the... Or when I did all of it, I did like a speed run to get to Ganon to try and win as fast as I could. I didn't do the shrines or anything. Hey, Cease, welcome to stream. Glad you could make it. Been going for a while. You missed out on some crazy shit yesterday. I went through and got like 3 shinies yesterday, and the day before that I got a Sigalith in when I was streaming like the day before. So I have 4 brand new shinies, and they're all really good ones. Oh man, getting Groudon yesterday was hype as fuck. It was like really late at night, like it was like 11 my time, but got it on encounter number 38. God, I have not been on such a roller coaster of a shiny hunt stream since I actually, since then, like a long time. Like I can't name a single point where I've had 4 shinies in that short of a time span. Let me see, what's this? An overlook in one of the show times in Persona 5 Royal. That corner of the screen. That's pretty interesting, actually. I wish Atlas would hurry up and like potentially bring that over to the Switch if they will, instead of like messing with us. I don't think it's gonna happen at this point, but like, it's like I get annoyed they tease us and like, are like, oh, you guys want Persona 5 on Switch, then beg for it. And it's like, no, I don't want to port beg. Fuck off, Atlas. Just fucking give us the game if you want to release it on Switch at this point. You're exhausted. I know what you're going through. Not a fun thing like sitting there and trying to continue, or like, excuse me, I was saying, you're going through though. Really easy to get exhausted and you just do too much or you have a long day. I feel like I've been like really tired recently fairly often. I think it's more of a sleep problem for me though. By the way, you got any luck with your Latios raids? Did any more shiny hunting? Just curious if you got any more attempts in. I noticed you haven't been by the streams in a few days. It's not a big deal though, I don't mind. Just wanted to talk. Speaking of which, if you don't mind actually, you don't have to, but if you can host the Latios raid and I can join that, that'd be appreciated, just so I can get my hands on Latios finally, so I can have like a raid open to shiny hunt it later. Alright, let me update this. No, weirdly, I don't remember marking this as 5, but I guess we did. I know that I always only add 1 to my counter. There we go. This is going way better than Groudon, actually. Like, significantly quicker. Even if we don't get a guaranteed shiny, like, really fast, but I expect we'll get Kyogre shiny faster just by the fact we're doing battles, even if it takes more encounters overall. And fit on Switch at 23 terabytes. They did the PS3 version. I mean, you can support, and I know there's support for up to 2 terabyte SD cards, so I'd assume you can fit it on the Switch, but I don't know if they would bother to try and optimize it for Switch or not, actually. Speaking of which, in just a second, I wanted to mention this, like, I'm surprised we haven't got a 2 terabyte card yet. I'm pretty sure that there's been, like, mention of like 2 terabyte SD cards for a long time, and like they've been slowly upgrading the storage capacity that they can hold, and we've only just now got to 1 terabyte like some time ago, and I haven't heard anything about like somebody making a 2 terabyte card yet. Oh man, I hope it comes out soon. I need more storage space. School's taking a lot of your time. That sucks. I hope things are going well for you. Hope you're not having too much trouble at school. Where you mentioned you nearly got into a fight. Hope things died down with that. You can host it? Alright, sounds good actually. We'll take a moment off of doing the raids with doing Kyogre, and I'm gonna try to join. Okay, see. How does this work again? I think you... Whoops, that's not it. I need to go in here. I need to do anything is fine, right? And then from here, I just have to enter the same password. Not sure how we do this. I guess you can just set a code and then type it up in the chat and then tell me what it is. I'll be ready whenever. Just let me know when you're done setting the lobby up so I can join. Oh, man. I wish it was a little easier to find specific targets. There is one thing I found out that was kind of neat, though, from, like, reading about, like, this shiny hunting method in, like, Dynamax Adventures, though, recently. I think it's fairly well-known news by this point. Apparently, if you have, like, a... Okay, the same one I've been doing my date of birth. Yeah, then I'll just do that. Easy enough. Is it up, or do I need to wait? I'm guessing it's up. If it's ready, I'll just host... Or I'll not sit here and try to get in the room you're hosting, like, right away. But yeah, I remember hearing that apparently if you get a legendary and you talk to Peonia over in the corner, you can actually, like, have her get the Pokemon that's, like, the first in your party is, like, the next legendary that spawns. I think you can do that with any legendary and not just, like, the raid one, so you can use that to help you get, like, a shiny that you want to hunt. I guess I'll try. I haven't seen any message yet. I don't know if the lobby's up or not. Oh, wait, shit. Did I do the wrong thing? Shit, I think I hit the wrong button. Give me a second. Let's hit invite others. How does this work again? I don't remember how you do this. It's been a long time. Actually, it's been a long time isn't wrong, but also I don't think I've ever quite done this before. I think you hit the invite others button, right? Am I remembering this correctly? I don't think I've... Actually, you guys have joined me, so you should know if this is how this works or not. Let's see. Okay, cool, it worked. I was trying to make sure it was good. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's do this then. Oh, man. Speaking of which, I saw something... I'm trying to say... Said speaking of which, that's not the right wording, but you know what I'm trying to say. I saw some interesting news articles recently. Well, recently might not be the right word, whatever, you get what I mean. One thing I was going to mention I haven't talked about yet is like Animal Crossing stuff. I know Nintendo released, a new... Oh gosh, I'm getting a weird problem in my throat right now that keeps interrupting my talking, sorry. But yeah, I remember like there was some stuff that was mentioned. A new Animal Crossing video came out, and it was about... Okay, I guess we go for Barry. But yeah, there was like a new video with like some stuff going on, and apparently there's like a new update with like 2 new things coming to Animal Crossing in the form of like holiday updates. One of them being I forget what they named it. Was it just called Turkey Day or whatever? It was a Thanksgiving holiday. And then they also have another event for Christmas time called Toy Day. They look pretty interesting and pretty good. Frankly, I haven't really had any interest in playing Animal Crossing in quite some time, and I don't know if I'm like ready or interested to go back to it or not yet. I mean, I'd like to. Feels like it might actually be worth going back, but I had kind of lost interest in it over time. Anybody here still play it regularly? That's assuming like anybody here actually has it. I'm not really sure how many people own the game. I don't know, the whole holiday updates haven't really got enough like traction for me that it kept me interested in like replaying. I didn't find anything too exciting sounding about the Halloween update, so I didn't bother playing that. And I get the impression I'm not going to really care much about trying to do any of the other updates that are being released. Don't have it? Not surprised. I'm not interested in trading, sorry. If you want to do trading, you might have to go to another like stream right now. I'm focused on trying to do my shiny hunts, so that's my priority. Okay, I was trying to check our stuff. Yeah, I'll Dynamax and do Mystical Fire then, or yeah, Mystical Fire sounds better. save the Phantasm or whatever for using against the boss. I'm not going to trade you, sorry. I'm not taking time out of my day when I'm not really focused on that for doing a trade. There's other people streaming the game that are playing for doing like other stuff or doing like just collecting Pokemon. Those people would probably trade with you, but I'm not really wanting to interrupt my shiny hunting, sorry. I don't even think I have more than one of them in my like boxes anyway, so yeah. This isn't the place to be asking for shinies though. Not shinies, excuse me, shinies isn't the right word, but asking for trades in game. I don't know, it just bothers me when I see somebody come on and like insist on trying to trade, and it's like I really don't have interest or time to stop and trade. Not really a big deal, but still. Let's see. Oh, you guys hear the news that came up earlier this morning? I was mentioning Animal Crossing, I got sidetracked and forgot, but there was something that was like fairly big that got some traction. It was Smash related news. I feel like Smash news gets attention a lot, which I'm not surprised. There's a lot of drama in the Smash community, it feels like, and supposedly there's some new problems going on in the Smash community, and it's because of something regarding like a tournament. There's some tournament somebody had set up for like Ultimate and Melee, and I don't remember all the details besides that it was online, and they had this thing going of Melee. They were using this like, I think they had a specific emulator they were using, they called like Slippy or something, and it was meant to be something where you could connect to people easier if you used this. Like, I think it was meant to be a way to just sync people up on GameCube games. Apparently Nintendo got really fucking annoyed by this, and they took down they got annoyed at this, and they ended up taking down the attorney, like demanding that it was canceled over the fact that this had this like online thing to use for playing Melee. I think it's because they started to see people like play Melee and end up finding out that this is like genuinely a better option to play with than using Nintendo's own official methods. I find it funny how like as soon as somebody comes out with something better than Nintendo, they immediately end up like screaming and freaking out over it and like taking the project down. Sucks that the Smash tourney's getting taken down over something so trivial. Splatoon 2 player for PvP games. Cool. I haven't played Splatoon 2 in a long time, actually. I might actually go back and play it sometime in my free time, see if I still like it. Believe it or not, I actually used to really like playing Splatoon 1 back on the Wii U, and I played it quite a bit. It was a pretty fun go-to game that I really, I don't know, I liked it a lot, and I guess I'd find in Splatoon, yes, I liked Splatoon 1, and I guess I found Splatoon 2 too similar. It's not terrible. They could have handled things a little better in some areas. Namely, like how they made Salmon Run, like, only active on certain days for some reason. That's a really stupid decision, in my opinion. By the way, anybody played that Ninjala thing in a while? Like, I've thought about playing it, and I've seen streams of it every now and then. I remember seeing, like, several things from, like, the creators of, like, that Gunko company, like, basically getting people to, like, play it for sponsorships and, like, advertising the game recently. Like, I've seen it more as a result of that. Personally, I don't have a lot of interest in going back to it. It looks alright. They've added more game modes, I think, but it's a weird game and not get the best gameplay. I don't know. I thought that game was going to be popular, and it seems like it's kind of just this weird niche gameplay that doesn't fit in with like some of the other stuff that Nintendo's released, and it's not a Nintendo game either. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised that that's your answer. I don't think many people play it. I mean, I'm sure it's got some people playing it since it's free to play, but it feels like it's just a really odd game, and it kind of turns me away from wanting to play it too much. You're not Splatoon 2, you'd play it. Yeah, I don't really blame you. It's not the most amazing looking gameplay. Let me see if I missed anything. Played 5+ hours a day, almost every day in summer. Nice. I really enjoyed it. I think I really enjoyed my time on Splatoon 1, I should say, but I've got to say, that was easily one of my go-to games for Wii U. Outside of that, oh gosh, that needs to stop happening where I can fucking focus on speaking. I like all my go-to games of Splatoon and Mario Maker, and I forget if there were any other ones that I played on Wii U. There were some good ones. I can't even name, why I don't play Mario Maker anymore, actually. I played Mario Maker 1 a ton, and I got really addicted to playing Mario Maker, and yet I haven't had the urge to play Mario Maker 2 that often, frankly. I don't know what's better here. I mean, I'm feeling normal. I don't know, let's see. I think the big thing I liked about Mario Maker is I guess it felt more novel when it was brand new and it was first coming out. It was a neat little way to play Mario levels, and it had some really cool creative concepts. You look up the original Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2 though, holy shit, there's a fucking huge disparity between how easy it is to use Mario Maker 2 versus Mario Maker 1. Mario Maker 1 had a lot of limitations in place. By the way, you guys played Mario Maker in any time recently? Just curious, because I haven't played it in a while, and I've been interested in booting it up. For some reason, I haven't felt the urge to jump back on. I don't know why I haven't played it, because I like playing it. It's a pretty good game, too, having an access to infinite Mario levels. I kind of wonder what a 3D version of Mario Maker would look like if they took it for making levels in the style of 3D World, or maybe did something similar to Galaxy. I couldn't imagine a 3D version working out too well. Speaking of which, anybody planning to pick up 3D World when it comes time for release in February? I don't know if I'm going to or not yet. I'm still contemplating it. I still I still have interest in it, but I played it on the Wii U, and as a result, I feel like I don't really care too much about picking it up, because I already played the whole game, and the only thing that's new is this Bowser's Fury thing, whatever the hell that is. Played it 2 weeks ago. I'm not surprised. I mean, I feel like one good thing about Mario Maker, even though it's not, everybody talks about it, the one really great factor about it is easy to pick up and you're bored and just play 4 or 5 levels and then stop playing, and you get a bit of quality entertainment out of it. It's a really good pick up and play game, which is why I wanted it digital on my Switch. I also got it digitally on my Wii U when it originally came out. Let me see. May pick it up. That might be a fun idea. Even if I don't come back to streaming by that point, I might actually consider getting it and then hosting some streams anyway, where we do all of Mario 3D World and multiplayer and play online, because that's one of the features they added to it. So that feels like that could be a decent reason to actually play it, and maybe a good reason to do some streams of that. Just enjoy the multiplayer a little bit. Speaking of multiplayer, actually, I've been thinking about, actually, I don't know if I want to or not, but, I've been thinking about, getting the, Switch hacks, or what they call them, the custom firmware installed on my Switch for, playing specifically just, certain games multiplayer, and using, some features that you couldn't get otherwise. I don't feel like I care too much about, I don't want to use cheats or hacking games. I don't care about that shit, but using it to play certain games if multiplayer would actually be kind of cool. Hi there, welcome to stream. Tiny Slowbro. Looking, I mean, I'm not really interested in trading in particular. There might be anybody here who might have some interest in trading you, but I'm not really too interested in trading particularly. Let me see. I've already got a shiny Groudon anyway, so I don't want to actually go for trading for one. It's not like I was interested in it, but yeah, I've already got that shiny, and also I don't trade for shinies usually. All right, bye then. I mean, not anything personal. I just don't like to do trades on stream, and it's not really helping to do trades here. And I want to put all my focus in getting my shiny hunts over. If I did trades, I'd end up wasting a lot more time on these hunts, and it'd take a lot longer to get through. Just wait, should I? Fuck. I'm gonna chance it, or wait, which Pokemon do you have again? I think you've got Gourgeist. Oh, there it is, let's see. Yeah, Gourgeist. I'll take a chance. I'm worried because I'm pretty sure a Psychic Attack could kill me. Why did the one fairy Pokemon me stumble on have to be Galarian Weezing? aka the Pokemon that can be fucking obliterated by Psychic. It's not like it's a big deal, though. Oh, man. 41st encounter. Cool. I hope you get your shiny out of this, like, sometime soon. I can relate to being stuck trying to get a shiny and not having any results. I remember my Azelf hunt on my spare time was, like, fucking crazy long. You said you didn't have any, like, shinies through Dynamax Adventures yet, did you? Or did you get any? Oh, shit. Did your connection drop? Let me see. I'm trying to check if there's anything wrong. I think I still see your character in here, if nothing else. I hope not, but if not, it must suck. Fucking nothing worse than having your connection just fucking shit the bed and die on you at random. Ugh, it's always a nuisance when that happens. Have you got any shinies Dynamax Adventures yet, out of curiosity? Maybe it's just me. I've been getting quite a bit out of mine. Like, I got a ton. I think I already told you about how I got, like, quite a few yesterday and the day before. The shiny odds are really good. Yeah. By the way, do you have a shiny charm? I'm not really gonna care too much. I'm just wondering, like, if you're not having any luck with it, might be a good idea to grab the shiny charm and come back if you don't have it. But that's only if you don't. Like, shiny charm has definitely made a difference as far as I can tell. Not even one. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm assuming you've probably only gone through hunting this, though, but I don't actually know. I'm wondering, I'm actually not sure when my first shiny out of, like, Dynamax Adventures came up. I can't remember if it's like 20 or 30 encounters into the max layers or what. The only thing I can really give you tips on is that to check, like, all of your like, Pokemon when you get done with, like, their raid, check and make doubly sure that all of them aren't shiny or not, so you'll know that there's... Well, I hit the wrong Pokeball, but who gives a shit? This is just one encounter on this. But yeah, always check them and make certain that you have a shiny or not. It's always good to be certain. Okay, just making sure, just going over the basis, or the basic stuff there. Right, and I've logged Latios here for one, or wherever I want to do this again. Now the only thing I'll have to worry about when I go back to this is getting my hands on, like, getting a Latios den from somewhere. Weezing, Gourgeist, nothing so far. Linoon, I don't see anything. Let me check. Latios isn't, I can tell because it's blue. It would have a green. Yeah, nothing. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just gonna go through and get my hands on the Latios den, so I'm not gonna take anything. Appreciate this, though. This really helped me quite a bit. Game doesn't like you. Oh, I know what that's like. Honestly, like, looking at this and like, honestly... Okay, actually, hold on a second before I say anything. But, like, looking at your luck and seeing how things have been going so far, I get the impression you're going to have to deal with that same problem that I've seen a lot of people deal with, and that's when you go through and you do a lot of raids and you finally get your first shiny, and then you fucking look down the list and you've got, like, 2 or 3 shinies you have to pick from. Like a lot of people who haven't got anything end up in this exact same scenario. Thankfully, I haven't had that happen yet. I haven't had to pick any between two of them, and I'm really sure I'm going to be torn when that happens for the first time. I mean, at least when it happens with like a legendary, it's easier to just pick the legendary. Nothing worse than seeing a fucking Pokemon you really like that you have to abandon, though. Also, yeah, I'll keep you up at the date when I end up noticing, like when I finally get my hands on a Latios, then so far it's going to be a while, though, because I still need to get another slot opened after I beat this Kyogre, so need to sit here and keep trying until I eventually unlock, not unlock, but I mean, I catch a shiny Kyogre. You know what I am talking about when I'm saying that. Funny, I was like checking this out of curiosity, like who all's done Kyogre raids. I've only found one person who's done it, and would you believe, like on the first time I looked at somebody's like thing over how many they needed to find a shiny Kyogre, first result I found from somebody was a fucking result of somebody getting like a 6 encounter shiny Kyogre. That is some fucking crazy shiny luck to have it by 6. I haven't had even one lucky hunt that's been that lucky yet. Right, we're doing Kyogre, so Eldegoss. Take your time. And yeah, I hope I can get it relatively soon, but I mean, even if I don't, it's not a big deal. I appreciate you hosting that, though, and letting me join. That helps out a lot. You know, I doubt it's gonna happen. I hope it does, but it would be fucking awesome if, like, Game Freak actually made it so we could, like, go and... Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna shut up before I say anything more. I guess we're going down whichever, maybe grass here. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, it'd be really cool if we got an option to do, like, max layers for trying to get our hands on Zamazenta and Zacian as well as Eternatus, like, later on. Maybe they release, like, the remaining shinies into the dens for, like, a week or two, and you can shiny hunt them. Although I'd be a little bit concerned. I guess it'd be more focus on saving the den locations, and you could keep hunting them. Have your option to get them like that. That'd be cool if they did something like that. I don't think it'll happen, but that'd be a fun thing to see in the future. I guess we can only hope, really. Also, this Pokemon has some fucking crappy choices for moves. There's just not a lot to work with. Get Leaf Guard and like 2 defensive moves, and that's it. That's kind of lame. Fuck. By the way, since you were talking about school, I feel like I think I brought this up before. Maybe I didn't. I was gonna mention a topic that I wanted to mention if I hadn't already. For everyone who's like wants to talk about this, like, what was your favorite classes you've taken in school, or like favorite you had to go to over the years? What's the best class in your opinion? My favorite class when I was in school was probably like art class, maybe history. I enjoy like being able to sit down and try to draw stuff. I found it fun to like try to work on improving my artistic skills, doing the best I can, because I don't have the best art skills. It felt nice to have a chance to like sit down and draw or try to paint something and see if I can get like decent results out of it or not. I don't know what it is about artwork, but like drawing art is really, really relaxing to me. Don't know if you guys share that same sentiment or not, though. Wood and metalwork, cool. I think I did that some back in high school. It was a fun experience, like doing it. The cutting process is a little bit on the scary side, worrying about not like burning yourself or anything. I remember like hearing if you were not careful, you could like blind yourself with the fucking welding, though, which is why you need the welding mask. That was a little bit on the scary side, but it was also the fun experience and fairly easy to do, honestly. Those were some good classes. I almost forgot about those classes. Oh, man. Kind of makes me, like, think about, like, when I talk about this, like, drawing some for fun, because I don't think I've drawn anything in a long time. Cut yourself? That sounds like that sucks. Probably painful, but I guess that's part of life. Be really careful. I am a fucking klutz when it comes to fucking my everyday life. I feel like I mess up a lot, and back when I had a job for a while, I told you guys when I worked at Kroger, I remember I'd fucking get like, I felt like I got a fucking new spot where I accidentally hurt myself every day, whether it be I'd cut myself by accident or something. Like I'd have a new spot that I didn't have before from something happening when I wasn't paying attention. Ugh. I hate feeling like this. I feel like I could fucking trip over my own feet, though. I'm really bad about not being careful about where I walk at. Also, I'm fairly tall, and like I think I'm like 5'11" by now, maybe only 5'10", but like I feel like I bump into shit all the time by accident if I'm not careful. That's one problem about being tall. Like I'd like to be at 6 foot because for some reason people prefer, like, or not really prefer, maybe the right word, it's just like people judge you based on your height, and it's like, I'd like to be at least 6 foot tall, but like, at the same time, I don't have any happy feeling about fucking bumping into shit all the time. It feels annoying when I accidentally do that shit. You guys ever have that experience, or I'm curious to hear, like, what everyone's height here is. You don't have to say anything about it if you don't want to. Just curious to hear in general. I think when I was in high school, I was like 5'5" or 6" or something, and I kept growing more and more until I eventually got to about like 5'10", and then I grew up to 5'11" over the years. It's been like a really slow, like steady, a bit of growth until I got to 5'11". Not that tall. Yeah, that's the one. Being tall can be both a blessing and a curse. Have to reach up and grab shit sometimes, but also at the same time, it can be really lame when you fucking bump your head on stuff. Also, if you're in like a car ride, one thing that's not fun, if you have to ride in the back, sometimes you have to fucking sit there and like be very careful about how you have your legs like folded up, because there's not enough space for your legs. You have to be like extra careful where you have them at, so you don't end up having issues. It's like getting your legs stuck in the bad spot, or having. It's just like you have to be very careful, make sure things are comfortable. I should say. It's hard to like word this correctly. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What it is with friends are taller. Yeah, that's just part. That's just the part of being taller. People are not that tall usually don't have to like deal with a lot of problems that anybody who is slightly or even like really tall have to deal with. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not great either. Come to think about it, I can't remember what was the world record for like the tallest person. As a person, I think the world's tallest man is like a 9 foot tall Asian man. I'm gonna have to check that. I remember hearing about something like that. Like he played baseball, or not baseball, I mean basketball. World's tallest tallest man, maybe. Let's see what it says. Curious about this. Robert Wadlow is what it says. Interesting, unless I got the wrong result. He's apparently 8 foot long. I could have sworn there was like an Asian basketball player who was like 9 foot tall that I had heard about. Maybe I'm misremembering though. Like I swear I remember something like this that I heard about in the past, but whatever. Could you imagine like dealing with that inconvenience, being 9 foot tall and like having to constantly watch where your head's at? That would be not only really annoying and really a pain in the ass to be like careful about, but like that would cause so many issues in your everyday life. I couldn't imagine how hard it would be trying to go with if like places and like deal with this shit like all the time. Like I'm sure, or like people who have this kind of height have learned to like cope with it, but it would be a nuisance over time. Speaking of like the world's tallest person, like, because that's technically a world record, I guess. And it's like, you guys ever like wondered like what it'd be like, or like wanted to set a world record? I feel like this is a thought like a lot of people have. Like as a kid, like I think most people have this thought. want to do something really cool and set a world record, but don't know what to do. Like you end up not giving a shit and like not really caring. I've been meaning to like look through the Guinness Book of World Records. I wonder what some of the dumb world records are. I've always wanted to try setting one for something when I was younger. I can't remember if there was anything that I actually tried to attempt though. I remember reading about the one for like longest time like not using the bathroom or something, and that's like a weird one to read about. Like, how do you even fucking prepare for a world record like that? Wouldn't your body fucking give out on you before you could like make it through that? Like, I feel like if you just sat there and waited too long, either your bladder would force you to pee yourself or you'd fucking end up shitting your pants before you could actually fucking make it too long without actually like holding it in. Plus, that can't be healthy for like your body to sit there and not use the bathroom for so long. I still remember, like, on TV a long time back, I heard about, like, somebody trying to break a world record for, like, longest time with no sleep, and I don't remember how long it was, but they were doing, like, at least, like, 3 or 4 days, like, sitting there, and they were talking about how, like, they were sitting in the same room with, like, interviewers, even though it was boring, and they had to, like, sit there waiting it out until these last few seconds. They're, like, barely able to keep awake. Oh god, I couldn't even imagine trying to do that world record. I have something in my throat right now. I don't know if I can get it out or not. Oh god, nasty, and I can't seem to make it come out. Whatever. Ugh, god, I hate that feeling. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you get drainage in your throat, and it's you can't get it coughed out of your throat very easy. I can feel it right now, too, and it sucks. I can't fucking manage to do it right now. Try to mute, but I don't think I can really do anything about it. I think I'm gonna take a really quick moment and go grab a water bottle and come back. I'm sorry, I need to fucking either wash the thing back down or find a way to fucking force it out of my throat, so I need to get this fucking feeling of drainage out of there now. I can't just sit here and ignore it. Ugh, God. Be right back. Okay, I'm back with water, so hopefully that'll help a little bit with the whole throat problem and not let me have any more issues like that. I needed that drink of water. Otherwise, I was going to be stuck feeling this nasty shit in my throat for God knows how long. Ugh, it doesn't feel good. Excuse me. Ugh. Where were we again? I know we were talking about world records. I got a little bit sidetracked. I do enjoy talking about this kind of stuff. There's some fun things, and I had something I really wanted to mention that didn't even correlate to this though, but whatever. I guess here's one that's pretty decent. And like, you guys ever watch any world record videos? Like, what's the weirdest thing you've seen somebody like do for like this kind of thing, like a world record, like weird videos you can remember? I remember some really interesting world record videos that I've seen before. Like, I think one of them was like about a disc toss, and the guy used like his, or it wasn't a disc toss or whatever, he used something where you're supposed to have like a tool with it, and he was doing like a disc toss, I think, and he only used his hand, and he had like this extreme precision and speed with it. And there's another guy who had like a bunch of candles in his mouth that he tried to light, only for it to not work out because of like the rep not counting one of the candles or some stupid shit. Let's see, there was something else too. There's a lot of weird ones if you really look out there. You can see some crazy, stupid world records. Set a world record for the longest shiny. That was Shiny Charm. Oh, I know that feeling too well. It can suck fucking dealing with some stupid bullshit like that, trying to get it anywhere. While we're on the topic of that, like, you guys ever tried speedrunning? I don't know if anybody else has the same feeling, but like, I've always had like a very a small interest in like learning how to speedrun. Oh, did you get it? Did you get shiny Latios? Shiny Blossom. Oh, nice. That's good. Even if it's not Latios yet, that's pretty good actually. I got one when I was like in between hunts and looking for something and trying to figure out what I was gonna do. I think I was still like trying to get new stuff and trying to get it like I was trying to get Latios for myself then, and I think I was trying to do some Rayquaza raids and I got a shiny Blossom. That was pretty fun, but congrats on your first shiny out of this. It's definitely well earned. Sucks that it can be really fucking hard getting one in the first place, though. Hope you get your Latios, like, really soon, though. Yeah, I know what you mean. When you get nothing, it feels like you're really fucking just getting frustrated sitting there waiting. I don't know about you or I don't know about anybody else in the chat, but like, this might just be me personally. I'm not a big fan of when I have to go on a shiny hunt and I like get like a 5 to 10 phases of like me sitting here getting like other shinies that I'm not really interested in, and then I still don't get my shiny after God knows how many like encounters against it. That bothers me a little bit. It's not a big complaint. I feel like I went through a lot of phasing for Groudon. Thankfully, all my phases I went through with Groudon were actually pretty good, frankly. I was very satisfied with those. But I would have fucking lost my mind if I started getting too many fucking phases without having any sign of Groudon. Oh my gosh. I've watched like only like 1 or 2 other people play Groudon and try to play and get Groudon before. The shortest one I've seen is somebody who got it in like 9 encounters, which is crazy. And I've watched Abdallah Smash's streams for a little bit, and he's still got like he's like on number 100 or something. I'd feel for him. Like, I was actually scared I was gonna get stuck with some high number like 100 something, trying to claim it because God knows I hadn't had any progress for the longest time. Ugh. I hope I never have to go through that fucking Applin shiny hunt again. There is nothing fun about sitting there trying to get at the shiny for that long and not having any results. Yeah, today's a good day. Not everything's going perfectly, but I don't even mind. I was hoping I could get the Kyogre today, obviously, but I mean, I don't even have any reason to complain. I got excuse me, I got 3 shinies yesterday and 1 the day before, so I mean, it feels wrong to complain when I just got some incredible shiny luck. Oh, goddamn. By the way, I've been thinking about this, and maybe it's not worth it. I figured I'd ask for opinions on this. Would you guys want to do a shiny hunt where we do, like, Zygarde eventually? I'm not sure if I want to go through that trouble or not, because it's a fucking pain in the ass shiny hunt, but I've like considered like going through and hunting that at some point, just because the fact that it seems like it might be an interesting shiny hunt. I'd rather we do it as mostly a group if that happens, like with Groudon though, because I don't want to subject myself to doing single Zygarde hunts alone. That feels like that'd be fucking way too much pressure. It's got a really pretty shiny, so it's like I'm genuinely interested in potentially getting the shiny at some point. I like the way it looks. Yeah, I might hold off on that. He's not my focus. He's still very, very low on the list of, like, targets. I mean, you guys know what I mentioned earlier. Kyogre's priority. And then after I get Kyogre, we're doing Regice and Registeel, and I'll save Regirock and Regieleki for a little bit later. Those are going to be some fun shiny hunts, getting all the Regi Pokemon. I've been hearing, like, differing reports on how long it takes to get them, and it seems like everybody's gone over shiny charm odds when it comes to the Regis. Especially Regieleki, Regidrago. By the way, you guys planning to hunt the Mulet and the Regis, or hunt the Regi Pokemon in general? I'm excited to go after the Reggies. I'm not sure if I'm like extremely excited about that prospect though, because it'd be a pain in the ass to be frank. I don't really like the look of Regidragos in particular though. I kind of feel like Regidrago has a really meh shiny, and Regielekis isn't a whole lot better, frankly. They're both better than Regice, I guess. That's one thing that's pretty good. Planning on hunting Regidrago? Yeah, I don't blame you. I kind of feel like I'm gonna get that one eventually, but I'm gonna wait until I do a second profile. Regielekis my one. I want them. I got the new ones. I want to get him first. All right, let's continue this and keep trying to get as many encounters as we can. Things have been going pretty good right now, though. Oh man. I've got to say, this DLC's been a fun and interesting experience. I haven't really got into Pokemon shiny hunting prior to Let's Go, and like, this DLC has like really opened up the gates for me to do a lot of shiny hunts that I've been wanting to and haven't really attempted. I think the hardest shiny hunt I've ever attempted is the Celebi and like Pokemon Crystal version. By the way, that's a fun question, I'm sure, for talking about. What's the hardest shiny hunt you guys have been actually done before? Just out of curiosity, like, what's your worst one, or like the one you've had the most trouble with? Anything from like Gen 2 besides like egg hunts, and also like anything in Gen 3, I think Gen 4, I think those are all at 1 out of 8,000 shiny odds. I think 1 out of 4,000 wasn't until 5 or 6, and I think Black and White 2 introduced the whole shiny charm first, so yeah, anything from those games is fucking terrible shiny odds. I'll do Persian, maybe. I don't know what to pick here. Latios? That's interesting. I mean, can't really say I blame you. You'll probably get it soon, though. Both of my I've been after have been obtained before I reached 100. You just have to have faith and keep trying. I know it sucks, and it's not an easy thing to go through, but persistence will definitely help there. I've never really thought of doing the roamer Pokemon outside of like something like this, because I hate the idea of going and like fucking being forced to chase down a Pokemon to shiny hunt it. Not like I feel like I'm going to have to do that now, though, since the only roamers I can think of in this are the legendary birds, and they're all shiny locked. So it's not fun having to fucking chase it and then say, oh, Pokemon fled, and then have to fucking run after it again. Makes me wonder why people do shit like Safari Zone shiny hunts. Like, what fun is there in fucking going through the Safari Zone and sitting there struggling to get your hands on a shiny, then it pops up and you can't even catch it easy? I don't know about you guys. I'm curious to hear genuine opinions on this. Excuse me. Like, I don't like the shiny. Actually, don't like. Not to say shiny. That's the wrong word. I don't like the Safari Zone very much. I don't feel like any of the variants of it haven't been very good. I hate how it's like you throw shit at the Pokemon, and then you have to pray to God it doesn't run away from you, and you have like really low catch odds. It feels like it's like I don't know. It feels like it's more hassle to catch Pokemon in the Safari Zone than it is not. And there almost always are Safari Zones in a lot of Pokemon games. I don't think there's one in this game, obviously. Or no, there definitely isn't one in this game. And I don't know if there was one in Gen 7 or not, but they were never too much fun to put up with. I'm kind of glad they got rid of it in, like, Let's Go, actually. Actually, I know you told me you started with, like... I think you said you started with Let's Go Seas. Have you played any of the older ones with, like, the Safari Zone in it? I'm just wondering. I mean, there's obviously red, yellow, blue, and then gold and silver and crystal on 3DS Virtual Console. I mean, when you went to is brick bronze, fuck that. Like, yeah, I can't blame you. The Safari Zones are fucking lame, mostly. They're not very fun. Speaking of, like... Well, this is only kind of related to Safari Zone, but there's, like, one thing I remember that was, like, really good. Like, one thing I remember liking a whole lot about, like, doing, one thing I really like about Gen 2, I should say. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting my words out for some dumb reason. But yeah, I remember, like, Gen 2 had the bug catching competitions. It had, like, those daily events or, like, whatever, where you could, like, find stuff happening at, like, certain points. You just had to pay attention to it. Like, the bug catching contest, that is probably one of my favorite things to do in, like, a Pokemon game. The bug catching contests are actually really fun, and they're all, like, really good to go through. Those are, honestly, like one of my favorite features in Pokemon. I don't know why, I just like the idea of going around, seeing all these cool bug Pokemon, catching some of them, and then you get to, like, present one to get a prize. The idea seems like a really fun idea, and it worked out really well. Also, Gen 2 just had a lot of cool stuff. I loved how they brought in, like, the whole friendship meter and, like, a lot of other things. Gen 2 introduced, like, so many cool new concepts to the series that just wouldn't be there without it. Or maybe they would have been there and they just wouldn't have been introduced as early, but, like, we got held items, we got the friendship meter. Let's see, let's see what else. There's held items and friendship meter, like I said. They introduced, like, the thing about, like, the phone calls they have in some Pokemon games. Probably some others that I can't remember. There's a bunch of neat stuff there in Gen 2, though, that, like, was just started for the first time, and it was all really, really fun to see it happen. I think that Gen 2 made the whole trade evolutions of items into, like, an actual, like, tradition thing where they were more common. How do you guys feel about the trade evolutions? And I'm curious about that. I personally don't like trade evolutions a whole lot. I feel like Pokemon might actually be better if we ended up seeing the next games, like, ditch trade evolutions specifically. It's annoying to have to trade a Pokemon and then risk somebody running away with your Pokemon, or somebody taking your shiny that you worked really hard for and fucking robbing you and never giving it back. I have that worry about Pokemon that I had from Let's Go that I want to involve, like, having, like, I think I have a Machoke and I have, like, a Taunter, that kind of stuff. I want to evolve that stuff up into, like, its final form, but I don't want to have somebody run off with my stuff either. Trade evolutions are bad. Older games, you can't get them? Yeah, that's the thing I don't like. Trade evolutions in general are not very fun. I feel like we'd be better off if they just replaced them with, like, a completely different method of evolving Pokemon. I don't think Game Freak's ever going to listen, though, and ever do that. They like to be very hard-headed when they're like, taking their own criticism, or taking criticism and, like, only listen to what they want to hear, frankly. Oh well, it's not a big deal. Ugh, fuck. Let's see here. I'm just thinking on some stuff. Not sure what all I want to talk about right now. I guess because I've been streaming a lot and I still need to work on my improving about talking about other things, like, pretty frequently. I thought I had something I wanted to mention about YouTube that I couldn't remember what it was. I remember one thing I wanted to talk about. I was, like, looking through some, like, videos on YouTube this morning. Hey, Zachary, welcome to stream. Glad you could make it by. Been going for a while. Gone about 2 hours. Still got about 1 more hour left before I'm done. I don't know if you saw already, but I got some really cool stuff yesterday and the day before. I posted it on my Twitter. Anyway, let's see. I've been seeing a lot more, like, animal videos, like, up on my YouTube feed. I guess because I watch them somewhat frequently. I love seeing that stuff. There's some silly videos, especially when you see, like, videos where, like, people do these things where they mess around with, like, their dog or whatever and, like, set up, like, an activity to do. Those are fun to watch. I like seeing, like, the videos, like, where there's one video, I think somebody put up, like, a thing for their cat where they had, like, what was it? They had, like, saran wrap or something, like, put up everywhere. The cats. It's like they didn't know what was going on. They were so confused by the whole situation and didn't like understand that they were like, this is like rap that they could get through and not walls. It was really funny to watch. Yeah, I got my Groudon. Things are good right now. I was actually going to like move on to shiny hunting Kyogre like shortly after I had gotten by like 40 encounters anyway, then come back if I didn't get it, but I claimed it yesterday. I'm really happy about that. It's funny seeing the different reactions between the animal though, seeing like dogs like just run through like shit people set up for them and not care, and then cats are like really careful about it usually. Alright, C's. Later. Sucks you can't hang out until I end the stream, but I understand if you're busy. Thanks for dropping by. Good luck with your shiny hunt. I'll still be here for like another 50-ish minutes or so I can try to get my hands on the shiny. Been an alright day. Not anything too amazing, not anything super impressive, but I've been happy with how things have been going right now. Oh man. I'm trying to think on what all I want to talk about right now, because I have a lot on my mind at this exact moment. It's been like not really a productive day either. I spent most of my day sleeping, eating, and then I had thought about watching some shows and didn't even bother doing that. Nothing that I could really think of to do. Not really anything that interests me a whole lot. I mean, to be frank, I feel like maybe I should pick up some more new shows to watch. I've been watching the same shit mostly when I've just been checking out shows, so bound to get kind of boring just watching the same old thing over and over again. Let me see them. Any good recommendations? Or I know there's like some YouTube originals that I've seen around that I want to look into a little more. Like there was one some I've seen that are like on in like Critical's channel, or like see people doing like YouTube things where they're playing videos that are like recommended by people like in the chat room. One of them is like watching like old, I think it's Dateline NBC, like, or whatever, with that whole thing with like Chris Hansen or whatever his name is. Maybe it's not the right name, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. The guy who like finds the pedophiles and then like stops them and arrests them, that guy. You're on Hyrule Wars Age of Calamity in Chapter 4. Cool. I haven't had the money to pick it up yet. I know about it being a lot of fun. A lot of people are talking about how they got it, and supposedly it's really worth the money. I can't afford to get it right now because I'm kind of broke at the moment. Otherwise, I would have picked it up. I really do want to get it right now, though. I didn't have to spend so much money already. I would have, but most of my spending this month ended up being like I'd spent way more than I thought I would trying to get all the money I needed together for stuff. Just a little on the frustrating side, not gonna lie. Not fun having like a good bit of money saved up and you want to save a little more and then you find you have to waste all your money. I guess that's just adult life for you though. Not everything goes well. Sometimes there's a lot of major setbacks. Give me a second. I'm turning my fan on, actually. I feel like I want it on. You know, in terms of games, there's not been a lot that I've been doing lately, but oh great, I got a Pseudo-Wudo right before we get to a fucking Kyogre. Like, that's gonna be helpful. But yeah, I've been addictively playing Tetris 99 lately. I don't know why. I'm not doing as good as I was before, though. I feel like I'm struggling, and I can get consistently, like, top 10 somewhat easily, and I can do fairly well, but I haven't been able to win a match in a long time, and I was, like, before I stopped playing, I was getting pretty decent and playing, like, fairly often, and just getting my hands on winning, like, fairly often. Now I feel like I'm barely getting any wins. Feels a little demoralizing at some points, just not having that luck. I don't know. And I still really, really like Tetris 99 too. Are you fucking shitting me? We lost like nearly all of our team in like one turn. Jesus Christ. That was way too much. Way too much power. Oh well, whatever. I'm kind of sad because I don't think Tetris 99 is going to get much more updating, actually. Seems like they're nearly done with it. They haven't even done like a new like Maximus Cup theme in a long time. Still like the game, but eh. Oh yeah, anybody been playing Mario 35 any? I haven't played it too much. I've gone back a little bit. I think I'm a little bit burned out from playing it a lot. I know they've been putting out new events. Apparently, like, not so long ago, they gave, like, a thing you could do to play as Luigi, which is interesting. I tried it. Not like it's anything special. You just have a Luigi skin if you've gotten high enough level in the game. Pretty fun little Easter egg. I like it. But yeah, not really a whole lot of interest in that. I've been hoping they would do some updates to it, although I get the impression it's just going to end up getting fucking left with just what they've got, and it's going to die off by March like they planned. I'm still really upset about that. I hate that they're making so many limited time things right now. I really don't get why Nintendo's limiting their ability to purchase shit. Did this for Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Now Mario 35 is going to be gone permanently in March, and they're also doing some weird shit with Fire Emblem right now, and that re-release of the first Fire Emblem game. That's something I'm not a fan of either. It's please stop with the fucking limited release of games. I'm not a fan of that. I think it's really unfortunate when that happens. It's just not very fun to see a game get removed because they want to fucking make it limited. I don't know how you guys feel about that. All I know to say for sure is I feel like the only reason they're doing it is because they can use that stupid FOMO marketing. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a very, very easy abbreviation to remember. Fear of missing out. Really kind of a scummy tactic, though. There's really no need to force this shit on us to get us to buy games. I think a lot of people would still buy, Mario 3D All-Stars, even if it wasn't being advertised as something that was, limited time. Whatever. Fuck. Give me a second or two. And, of course, we fucking lost. Whatever. God damn it. I wish we could have just had a win there. I just want to get a decent amount of KOs while we're doing this today. Anything newsworthy that I haven't remembered to bring up? I'm trying to think if there's anything good to talk about. I've already mentioned the Smash drama that happened earlier, and I mentioned some Animal Crossing stuff that I haven't talked about in quite some time. Trying to think if there's any other big news articles that have came out, though. I know Balan Wonderland got a new trailer. I haven't checked it yet. I haven't been sure if I wanted to. Apparently the Capcom leak got more out of hand. I think I talked about it yesterday. He leaked some stuff from Capcom, and the ransomware leak got worse. Or was ransomware the right word? But the ransom leak got worse, where they ended up leaking their plans from 2021 to 2024. So there's a lot that just got leaked. I feel bad for Capcom right now. It really sucks. It feels like they were getting back in the groove of making good games and doing things right, and then they had this fucking leak strike them. We can just get one more person, that'd be great. Hold on a second. I want to check on the Switch subreddit. I don't think there's anything new to talk about, but I'm just going to check actually really fast. In just one moment. Thinking on literally anything I want to bring up. What is this? It saw something about Shin Megami Tensei on the front page. It just mentions a patch. Okay, whatever. Not that important there. How is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity anyway? It seems like it's good. I haven't had a chance to pick it up, obviously. If it plays good, then it's good to hear. I definitely want to pick it up when I get the money for it. Just curious to hear everyone's opinion on it. I would assume it's very fun. Loud engine outside right now. I don't know if my mic picked that up. And we got one guy who's not fucking readying up. Oh god, whatever. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that's being talked about right now. Oh well, not a big deal. Just whatever. Let's It's good. That's good to hear. I'm honestly like really excited to play it when I get a chance to. I loved the original Hyrule Warriors. I genuinely enjoyed like picking that game up and playing it when I had a chance, just because it was really, really good, really fun gameplay. Like the slicing through the enemies was very, very relaxing and fun, easy gameplay to get used to that didn't really stress you out any, and just a neat, different experience from like Nintendo's normal offerings. It's weird that I say that because I found that I didn't really love like Dynasty Warriors. I think I played a little bit of Dynasty Warriors like back in the day, and I never really clicked with Dynasty Warriors. When I played Hyrule Warriors, I found that I actually liked it quite a bit. Like, Hyrule Warriors has got a fairly good gameplay loop, and I'm sure the new one's got just as good a gameplay as the old one did. I need to go back to play more of Definitive Edition on my Switch, actually. I still have so much of that game that I haven't touched that I wanted to, and even if I don't stream it at this point, just playing it would be fun to play more of it. Carolina with a bad frame rate. Yeah, I hear a lot about the frame rate having issues. I hope they at least fix some of that problem. If it's still bad, then that kind of sucks a little. That's a little lame. They would still have issue like getting the frame rate to look better, but I mean, I understand either way. They may not be able to make it work out that easy. It might be a little bit more complicated than just going and looking at a few things and fixing it. I wonder if there's anything about Monster Hunter Rise besides, I remember the leak that was coming up, but like anything new on that. I've been trying to like keep up with the news on that game very, very carefully, because that's like one of the next big games I want to pick up on the Switch. Outside of when I can finally get Age of Calamity, that's going to be next big purchase, obviously. Oh, here's another thing I want to talk about. It's not a big deal. You guys think we're going to see like another Smash Fighter this year, maybe? I'm wondering. I feel like we're very likely to potentially see a Smash Fighter either this month or next month get revealed, and then potentially released and shadow dropped like right before the end of the year. If we get like an announcement this month, I could see like there being a release date in like December, and like if we get something in December, I could totally see them going for the direct read of like shadow drop a new fighter at the Game Awards. I'm not sure what all they would do for new fighters though. I think most of the like big first party picks are already in the game. Like there's not a whole lot of stuff left. I mean, Geno is really well requested, but I feel like Geno may not get in from Square Enix not wanting to put him in the game, which is unfortunate. I wonder who's got the highest chances of getting in right now, actually. And I hate to say it, I feel like Waluigi's just screwed no matter what happens. I've been keeping my eye on the Fighter Pass like really carefully, but I haven't felt like I've had a good reason to pick it up. I don't know, neither of the two fighters that have came out of the new one have been interesting to me. Like, Min Min looks cool, I guess, and on top of that, like, Minecraft Steve looks decent. I'd say he looks like a fun enough character, but I don't feel like that's really something I'm interested in buying the DLC for. I feel like in the first Fighter Pass, it was really, really a hard, and that's not a hard sell, it was a really easy skill, and like you could pull on that really, really quickly, and it was a really, really good game. Okay, I think to say, oh yeah, the first Fighter Pass was like easy to sell. It sold on it quickly, and there was a lot of good stuff in it. The second Fighter Pass hasn't had the same like effect on me. I don't know if that's the way it is for most people. Just haven't felt like I've been interested in the fighters that have been in this one. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Not by like a whole lot of it, but I've heard that Age of Calamity is supposedly a different timeline. I don't understand the logic they're going for with this game. Like, why announce a spin-off that's literally supposed to be a prequel, and then they fucking end up making it a completely different timeline for no good reason? Like, you're gonna make a prequel, make it a prequel. Don't change the ending of the game to be different. It doesn't make any sense to do that. That just seems weird. Unless this ties into Breath of the Wild 2, I can't see any reason to do this, and I feel like Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be like tied to Breath of the Wild 1, not Age of Calamity. I don't know. It looks interesting though, so I guess who knows? Maybe the plotline will be interesting regardless of what happens. I'm definitely intrigued by what they're going to do with Ganondorf in this game. Like, he looks very, very different, and the fact that he like lost his body according to the lore like makes me wonder how much of his personality is still left, or like if he absorbed the rest of Calamity Ganon to like regain his human form or whatever. That was a hell of a reveal when they revealed Breath of the Wild 2. Just that fucking like scene with Ganondorf was actually really powerful. Seeing his fucking basically zombified corpse just fucking rise up like that. Like, you knew what the fuck was going on when you saw that. There was no mistaking that it was leading into either like something really big in DLC or it was going to be Breath of the Wild 2. And what do you know is Breath of the Wild 2? Oh man, I wish we could have got that kind of teaser for some of the other games that we're waiting on. Like, Bayonetta 3's teaser was okay, but it wasn't anything crazy, and we haven't seen anything of Bayonetta 3 in a long time. Also, Metroid Prime 4, all we got was a fucking logo that showed like the 4 on it. We didn't get like an actual like trailer with like gameplay in it. Oh man. Hopefully we get news on one of those next year, actually. I really want to know what's going on with Metroid. Because it's concerning that we've had, what? How long has it been? 2017? And we still don't know how the game is. We don't know how the game looks, what it plays like. All we have is a fucking boar from a teaser trailer. Give us something. I'm getting a little uneasy not knowing how the game looks. Like, I just want to have a glimpse of the footage, even like a 10-second trailer showing like a little bit of Samus going through and like shooting space pirates would be better than nothing. That would at least be something to show us, hey, we've got gameplay we're done with. We can show you this at least. I kind of worry, like, you know, it's not a good thing when you hear that a game is like struggling with development, they have to restart their entire development cycle. That's exactly what happened with Metroid Prime 4. Like, I hope that it's not going to be suggesting that it's not going through a good development, that it could have a lot of issues. I hope it ends up going smoothly. Ugh. God. Thinking about this makes me depressed. It's been so goddamn long since we had a brand new Metroid game that isn't a remake. And the one game we know about that's coming out for Metroid, but we know next to nothing about it. I worry this game might end up not doing well if they don't get their shit together and show us something. Like, I get the feeling people are going to lose interest. I don't want to see that. Why did we go for Psychic? We could have had another electric Pokemon. Whatever. Not really a big deal. Oh, man. By the way, I'm just curious about this. Anybody here going to get No More Heroes 3 next year? I played No More Heroes on Switch on my own, like, earlier, and it was a lot of fun. I think I've talked about it. Anybody else picked up No More Heroes and maybe No More Heroes 2? No More Heroes was, like, a really, really fun experience, in my opinion. That was one of the better games I played this year. I didn't enjoy the whole filler aspect to, like, sit down and go through jobs and grind for money. That part of the game kind of blew ass and was fucking really goddamn lame compared to the rest of it, but the main gameplay, that was fun as fuck. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to when I see No More Heroes 2 on sale again, or either find a point where I'm okay with buying it and pick it up again, because I really, really want to. Oh, that's why we went this way. I didn't even notice it was a Raichu. I'm not good at identifying the silhouette if it's not obvious. You haven't played it before? It's worth checking out, I'd say, maybe, but I mean, if you don't have the money for it, I wouldn't necessarily say throw your cash at it. I got it and it was out because I had the interest and it was on a discount, and plus it's like, we're nearly at the point No More Heroes 3 is going to release, so it's like, might as well check out No More Heroes 1 and see if it's any good. Weirdly, like, I knew about the series for some time, and I never got into it, I guess because I never felt the urge to pick it up on Wii, and I saw, like, other systems getting it, and I didn't really know if it'd be at my taste. Only until I finally got a Switch that I had interest in checking it out. Now I'm glad I picked it up. It's a fucking really good game, honestly. Oh man, actually the Switch exclusives library keeps getting better and better, even though some of them are not great. Like Deadly Premonition 2 is something that's it's a little exciting. I haven't played it yet, and I know that's been out for a while, but like I like the general look of Deadly Premonition from like watching live streams of it and like the mood of it. To see the like sequel got released on Switch was really great. I hope they've done some more improving to it. I want to play it at some point, like both of them. I guess I'll say no, somebody can take it and I can hold on to my Crag and all that has Solar Beam. Deadly Premonition is a fucking weird game, by the way, if anybody's considering picking it up. I don't know if it's something most people would enjoy. Like, it's kind of like a zombie game almost, but not exactly. It's really weird. Like, the way it works is not what you would expect. It's just you go around shooting shit and like investigating shit, but it has like more of a focus on like the area you're in and like talking to people than it does like the actual gameplay. But the general like atmosphere of the game is legit really fucking good. It's stupid and cheesy and really fun to mess around in that game. Oh man. By the way, anybody picked up any good shit over the past couple of months? Not just Age of Calamity, but like any indie games or anything caught your eye over on the eShop? I've been like eyeballing some games, looking for new stuff to play, seeing if there's anything good. I haven't really been actively looking for any new shit though. Oh great, so we have to deal with this. I'm not really too concerned about it, but still. Do I Dynamax or do I not? Fuck it, we'll do Max Overgrowth because yeah, I'll do it. This gives us healing. It's not like it's terrible. Nothing? Okay, just wondering. Nothing too surprising about that. Not like it's a big deal. Oh yeah, speaking of new games and stuff, like, there was something I almost forgot about that I wanted to talk about a little bit, not too much. Any of you guys play there's these horror games, I can remember what the hell the company is behind it, like they make, oh, now I remember, it's a company that makes games called, like they're called Puppet Combo. They make horror games and they release them like every year. They have at least one new horror game they release. They make games that are styled like early PS1 or PS2 games. They released a new one like recently and it's called like The Murder House. Anybody played any of their stuff before? I'm not big on horror games, but there's some fun ones that are interesting and cool to check out, honestly. Like, they've had some really neat horror games. Last one, I think I don't know if I name dropped it already. It's called like The Murder House. Really creepy plot line about a serial killer. Like, it's some guy who kills kids and you have to like go into like his home after he's supposedly dead and do research on him. The storyline is fascinating despite being a little creepy. Yeah, I know it heals Kyogre, but I'm hoping our damage output is going to be enough that it won't actually matter because, well, it seems like we'd be able to get quite a bit of damage out of this. Fuck. Manectric's fucking Lightning Rod is cutting out of our damage output. Good thing I did the Dynamax, because I don't know for sure, but like I feel like if one of the others other than maybe Manectric took the Dynamax, we wouldn't have fucking not any damage at all. Hi there. Welcome to the stream. JB Belation? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. If I said it wrong, my bad. Welcome. We've just been talking about whatever. I know it heals, but the biggest thing I've seen that's helpful out of Max Overgrowth is usually the Max Overgrowth tends to, like, deal quite a bit of damage, and it's usually easy for the team to, like, chip in more damage than the fucking grassy terrain does, so as long as the damage is outdoing like how much he's healing, it shouldn't matter. Also, this Raichu should kind of take the hint to use the Psychic move and not Electricity, considering he keeps getting it stolen by Lightning Rod. Not that hard to put 2 and 2 together there. Anyway, where were we? We're talking about games. Let's try and talk about some stuff I wanted to talk about, just like changing subjects for a little bit. Oh yeah, I mentioned Puppet Combo. You guys ever played any of their stuff before? There's some pretty interesting, like, little weird horror games they did that I find to be pretty worthwhile. Like, the one I remember the most is something from, like, years back. I think I saw it on Markiplier's channel. It's a really stupid, really goofy game called Chainsaw. Like, I think they called it Texas Chainsaw. Not Texas Chainsaw, Texas, what was it? Texas Power Drill Massacre. That's it. I was mixing the movie title up with the stupid, goofy joke game. Like, it's really stupid. It relies on jump scares, but it's actually so dumb it's actually somewhat funny. I mean, I'm not concerned about healing it. I think the damage output's good as long as we don't get hit by Origin Pulse. That's our biggest worry from fighting this thing, is it has an AoE move. If it hits us with that move, we're fucking screwed. That's literally the biggest danger from fighting this fucking whale, though, is that it can hit everything with a water attack and kill us all. As long as we avoid that, we're good. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need a second before I can talk. My throat's acting up right now. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna move away from the Puppet Combo topic for a little bit, but only because I want to talk about another thing. There's a really good thing I remembered that I think I've mentioned on the stream, but I feel like it's a fun thing to talk about when I do. Like, any of you guys played, like, the little collection thing that's on, like, Itch.io or whatever they have to call it, like the PS1 demo disc thing, Haunted PS1 demo disc? That's something I find really neat. Little collection of games that people... There's a Haunted PS1 demo disc, that's it, yeah, it's like a thing based on, like, supposedly haunted games on this thing, and just they have, like, a whole bunch of games for a game jam that have this, like, similar thing involving horror games. It's really cool to, like, look at it and see, like, what people come up with for it. There's a whole bunch of them, and I think there's like 2 collections, a bunch of good stuff. I don't remember all the games in it. There's one about a sauna, one about like a ramen shop, and can't remember. There's even a bonus game in one of them. It's goofy stuff. It's pretty neat though. I think they did a proper game jam where it was called like Haunted Summer of some. I can't remember what they called it. It was Haunted Summer of something. I don't remember what the title was completely. And okay, that's not great how we got, like, no damage. Now I'm actually concerned. Oh, wait, we might be able to live unless we don't get it hit again. No, we're dead, aren't we? Fuck, unless... Yeah, it's probably gonna kill us. Fuck. God damn it. I think we would have survived if we hadn't got hit by Origin Pulse. That was the biggest fucking problem there, is we got hit by that bullshit at the end. It's not like it's a big deal, but it sucked. We'll continue trying some more. No shinies. Okay, just checking. Speaking of game jams, you guys ever played any stuff from those? I was gonna mention it like in general, and I brought this up on a friend's stream, and they got confused thinking I meant making a game for it, but no, I wasn't talking about that. I like seeing game jams though, like how they do the Sages thing, like whatever they call it, like Sages 2020 this year was interesting. The whole Sonic fan games thing. I haven't done that like on stream or did those very often, but I'd like to in the future do like a stream if I'd see any of those and like download a bunch of like things from a game jam and play games from that. I think that'd be really fun. Hi there, Spider-Man MC. Welcome to stream. Whoops, shit, I accidentally hit the wrong button. God damn it. Whatever. Let's try and get another attempt going there. Happened 2 times? I think I saw, yeah, what you were talking about with the whole AoE attack happening twice. It hit it once and wiped out some of our Pokemon, then after it did it again. I think the biggest problem was that I didn't have a proper, like, good type to work with. All I had was, like, an ice Pokemon that had a grass type move, and while Solar Beam's good, it was kind of weakened by the fact that there was rain out and I had to wait every single turn, and it didn't do a lot of damage either. I bet you we would have won, too, if it wasn't for the Manectric's, like, ability. I'm almost certain the reason we ended up losing is because I saw that thing keep draining all the, like, electric energy that every Pokemon was trying to use. Every time an electric attack came out, it was took away, so we couldn't attack it with, like, 2 or 3 electric attacks in one turn. That was unfortunate. Ugh. I wish those stupid abilities would deactivate in, like, raids. Whatever. Not a big deal. Just slight complaint. That's annoying when it happens. Duraludon and Munchlax. I think Duraludon might be the better of these two. It looks like it's got resistant typing, but I can't really tell. Ugh, excuse me. Oh, man. Thinking here. By the way, what all games are you guys excited for next year? Like, out of all the stuff we've got confirmed already. I think out of, like, my big releases, I'm going to get Balan Wonderland for one. I plan to get Monster Hunter Rise. Let's see if there's any others that I can remember. Those are two really big ones. Some of the PS5 games I've got an eye on because they look like they're going to be fairly good. Okay, I guess going this way for electric might be the best option. Boost special attack? Wait. Oh, it boosted the Manectrics. I mean, I don't know if that would have mattered in the end or not. I guess it's hard to say. I feel like another electric attack might have actually contributed to killing Kyogre quicker, though. I don't know. Also, while we're on the topic of new games, it's been a long time since we had a general direct from Nintendo. I hope we get one in the near future, like maybe early 2021 at least, if nothing else. Like, I want to see them talk about new releases for 2021. I want to see some really cool stuff next year, and I hope we do. We don't think we had even one general direct all this year. Closest thing I can think of that came to that was like maybe the Mario Direct, and that was pretty good. It just feels sad seeing a year where we went through and had 0 Nintendo Directs. At least the games next year are going to be pretty good so far. I wonder what all we can expect that hasn't been revealed yet. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm assuming, like, probably Final Fantasy VII Remake is, like, very likely to be something that comes out next year, maybe 2 years at absolute worst case scenario. Let's see. What else would be something that seems likely? Probably Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. If they're going to get ported, I think their best chances are probably going to come over and next year, more than likely. That's the one thing I miss, like, especially about Nintendo Directs. It's not a big complaint, but, like, it was exciting seeing a new Nintendo Direct be announced and then check the next day and, like, see a bunch of brand new games get revealed. I miss that, not having that this year. Like, we got these Shadow Drops instead, and in my opinion, the Shadow Drops were not as hype. I like the idea of being able to sit around in the chat and, like, watch with everyone as, like, we see new reveals pop up. Same reason why I miss E3. I prefer the idea of getting to see this stuff in, like, a big organized event over just, like, dropped around like this. Origami King felt weird when that got, like, revealed, and we didn't have, like, any direct for it. That was just a strange announcement that felt like it came out of nowhere. Oh, man. I'm going to be very, very sad if we see no E3 next year. Or if we don't see any general Nintendo Directs or anything like that next year. I'm trying to think, like, what all are some fun titles that I haven't had a game in a long time that would be potential for getting released next year. Things that haven't been announced already, too. I bet there's a good possibility you might see Left 4 Dead next year, actually. Like, I remember Valve has been, like, basically, like, having, like, they left files in some of their games suggesting they were working on, like, something for Left 4 Dead, and we haven't got any news about it in a long time. Like, there's been, like, Left 4 Dead 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 and Half-Life 3 hints and all their stuff, and, like, Left 4 Dead would be a really good surprise to see next year. See what all they could do with it. It's been a long time since Left 4 Dead 2. I bet they could make some really cool, like a really cool new game if they tried it in another year or two. Hi there, Rhyperior YouTube. Welcome to the stream. We're just shiny hunting. Just trying to slowly get shiny Kyogre. Not had any results right now. Not like it's a very big deal though. But welcome nonetheless. Also, you said you just got a shiny Altaria. Cool. Nice that you're able to get a shiny. I've had some pretty decent shiny luck over like the past few days. I got a lot of good shit yesterday. Got shiny Groudon. That was really hype. Really, really exciting. Oh man. Ugh. Fuck, I don't know why. I feel really tired right now. I don't know what the fuck is overwhelming me with like lack of energy though. Don't feel like I have a lot of urge to do much of anything for some reason. I hate feeling like this too. I hate feeling lazy and like I'm barely doing anything with any of my time. Give me a second or two. I just need a moment. I think I'm a little bit tired and I just need a bit to sit down and think. This is a problem with these streams. As much as I enjoy them, yeah, I have to really like contemplate what I want to talk about. Oh, I mentioned Animal Crossing earlier and I forgot. Apparently the like new limited time events that are coming up, like the Christmas and holiday events, you can't time travel forward to experience them, which I'm not upset about. It's not like it's a really big deal, but it's kind of lame that they're like actually limiting the usage of it. It's like, what if you missed the event? Is it you just screwed out of being able to get it, or is it going to be you can go backwards? I don't know the specifics of it, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really feel like I don't feel like I'm going to be playing by the event times either, but I also don't want to miss out on the new events either. Like, I want to see them and not feel like I can't check them out later. I don't know. That's something that bothers me a little bit. It's not a big deal, though. Just something I thought of and remembered to mention right now because I didn't recall saying anything about it. Nobody wants it? I mean, I guess we're talking about Altaria, but it's like I was saying, and Altaria's got a really pretty shiny. I wouldn't try to trade it away if I was you, but if you don't want it, I guess I could understand. I keep most of my shinies I get that are unique. I only trade away duplicate shinies that they have like it that I don't feel like I need. So yeah, if I got a new shiny like that, I'd probably hold on to it more than likely. Or shinies that are hacked. I don't have any taste for seeing a hacked shiny. It just doesn't feel good holding on to a shiny that's obviously hacked. I don't know. There's nothing to be proud about if you get a shiny that isn't legitimate. It just feels as like you got somebody's like, I don't know what the right word for it is. You get something somebody generated and didn't care to shiny hunt themselves. There's no actual love or effort into the shiny hunt. It's weird to talk about that subject and try to put it into words. I don't feel like I can convey what I'm trying to say like super easily either. I have something I want to talk about, I guess. Any good movies anybody's been like interested in or keeping an eye on for right now? I'm generally curious about that, actually. I haven't talked about that in a bit. I've been keeping an eye on like stuff for like potentially any new movies that get teased. The only thing I think I've heard about is apparently there might be an Uncharted movie on the way. I'm interested in that for a little bit. Like, I like to see certain video game movies, but some of them are not that good. I hear the Resident Evil movies that have been made over like all the years have been really shitty. The same with the Doom movie, so I don't really know if those would be too worthwhile. I'm looking forward to that Mario movie. I don't think that's going to be next year, like anytime soon, though. I think Mario movie's like 2022 or 2023, actually. I hope it ends up being good, though. I hope it ends up being like a really worthwhile movie. Actually, I don't think I've done like a lot of movie talk lately. We talked about like some stuff, but I haven't talked like a huge amount of like movies in general, like memorable movies. I want to talk about a few things in that regard. So, I'm curious, out of like all the movies you guys have seen over the past few years, I'd say like 5 or 10 movies, what are some really good movies you guys remember? Or some like really interesting like sequels you guys have seen? I've heard that like, I don't remember when this was, the last Indiana Jones movie that got released was apparently really lame and not very good. I've never really watched any Indiana Jones. I don't know how it actually is, and I don't know if it's any good. I need to sit down and watch it. A lot of the movies that I like want to watch are older movies that I haven't like seen any of actually. Like I want to sit down and catch up on some stuff at some point. Hang on a second, let me check my chat room. I'm not seeing any messages, period. I need to reload the YouTube page too, just to be sure we're all good on that front. I think I've talked about this before, but I'm not certain. One movie, or one movie series I remember really liking, I've watched the old Spider-Man movies before, like I've seen those plenty of times. Those are really, really good. I like those. And some of the newer Spider-Man movies haven't been too bad either. They're not amazing, but I did watch Into the Spider-Verse like I think it's been months ago. I think I watched it this year, and it was pretty good, actually. That was a pretty fun movie. I've been keeping up with, like, a lot of those kind of movies. From what I hear, the Amazing Spider-Man movies aren't very good, actually. I hear those were, like, really kind of lame movies, so never ended up watching those. Like, the big 3 live-action ones that are, like, the originals everybody talk about are all really good. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean is another good movie series. I remember that one really well. I really like 2 and 3, and I haven't watched 4. 1 was alright too, but I don't really feel as strongly about the first movie as I do the others. What's everyone's favorite movie here, just out of curiosity? Like, what's your favorite you can name that you've from, like, any movie you've watched? Or feel free to list like any upcoming movies you have a lot of interest in. I need to watch the Sonic movie at some point. I don't care when, but I need to like go check that out because I've yet to see it. I don't know if it's available for like rent or available to get from like say like an online service. So I have to look into that at some point. I know they're making a Sonic movie too as well, so I want to be up to date and ready when they end up finally making it. Funny how the Sonic movie was like, everybody had like low bars and not much hope for it to actually end up being good. And they ended up somehow managing to like salvage it and make a pretty decent movie out of it, at least from what I've heard, so it seems like it's a fairly good movie. Whenever I get a chance to check it out, I'm going to watch it and I'll let you guys know how I feel about it. Because it does seem like a good watch. Okay, what have I got for moves here? Oh, Thunder. Nice. Okay. We'll do Max Lightning and just start attacking right away. Oh, gosh. You know, I was talking about movies and I just remembered some really dumb ones that are fun to talk about. Well, maybe dumb's not the word for all these, but like, I remember, like, one movie that I found out about a few years ago. I think it was Doctor Strangelove or whatever. That movie, I remember, like, watching a little bit of the plot on YouTube. That is a weird as fuck movie. I remember, like, checking out a good chunk of the film, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on. It was one of those old movies that was in black and white, too. But it seems like it's got a fairly interesting plot line, so it's like, I kind of want to watch it and see what it's like if I watch all of it. I don't know. Apparently, Doctor Strangelove is considered a classic, but I've never really got it and done or made time to sit down and watch it. Sorry, I'm really bad about not always getting my words out correctly when I speak, so apologies this isn't coming out smoothly and clearly. Let's see, what else? I was going to mention some others. I remember that, like, also hearing a lot about that other... It's a different type of movie. It came out around the same time period, though. I don't remember the name of it. It's the movie about, like, Hannibal Lecter. Like, he breaks out of, like, a prison, like, sees shit going really, really south really, really quickly. I might actually have to watch that one sometime. Well, that one's a little bit creepier because it's a weird horror movie, and I'm not really great with watching horror movies. I don't watch them very much. Oh, here's a fun topic to talk about. This is like a good thing I just thought of. It's not the best topic, but it's something that's fairly interesting. What's the worst like horror movie or horror game you guys have seen, like just a really bad plot that's really fucking stupid or like a game that's not really scary? The one I can remember like right away that's really fucking stupid was, I remember like back in the day there was some movie called Smiley. That was a really fucking stupid one. I think it was like a movie where they tried to like make a horror movie about like Skype or something. The idea was really fucking dumb and obviously didn't take off and go anywhere. It was funny to see somebody try to like make this really dumb plot line work and try to make it serious though. Apparently the Slender Man movie didn't really do super good either. Like, I remember hearing about that, and I'm not surprised about that. Like, Slender Man was always a legend, and the fact that like somebody made a movie about Slender Man is really weird. Oh god. Don't tell me I'm the only one alive. If I have to fucking do this and one-shot this thing and risk fucking surviving without losing the den here, we're in trouble. Okay, there's two of us, but I don't know if we're going to be able to outspeed it or not. That's kind of bad. Oh, fuck. Is everything okay in the chat? I haven't seen a single chat message in quite some time. Let me check on the page and make sure it's, like, showing anything. I'm worried the chat might have broken. Just a second. I guess nobody sends anything. Send a test message. But, like, seriously, like, the chat's working. Maybe send in, like, a message really quick. I just want to make sure it's not dead. I can't see any... Oh, we got it? We killed it? Okay, good. But yeah, I just want to make sure it's not, like, completely broken right now. Ugh, something on my tongue. Welcome back, Zachary. You didn't miss out on anything too big. Just did another attempt. Not really a whole lot that happened while you were gone. I'm glad you're back. I think I'm going to do one more hunt. Or not hunt, but one more encounter. I was going to stop and end this on this last one because, you know, we're nearing the 3-hour mark. That was going to be my time limit for today, but I think we can afford to do one last like attempt at Kyogre, unless we somehow ended up with the shiny rat now, and no, we didn't. I kind of expected we wouldn't. That'd be way too crazy of shiny luck to end up getting it this quick, I'd imagine. Oh well. Sorry, I want to talk right now. I'm getting this weird problem, and I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm having a lot of shit come up my throat and bother me, like I'm having drainage interrupt me, and it's really gross feeling. I'm trying to get the shit out of my throat while I'm trying to talk right now, and it's like, it's making it really hard to focus on speaking. Okay, I think I'm good now. So you didn't miss out on a whole lot. We were talking movie talk for a little bit. Since we talked about movies, any movies you've seen like recently you remember really well, or any good movies you want to bring up? Just like, thought it'd be fun to talk about some movies. I haven't brought up some old movies like the Hannibal Lecter thing and Doctor Strangelove. Those are two that I thought about checking out at some point, because those are really old movies that are supposedly classics. speaking of old movies, I don't remember what the hell it was called. I remember it being in like a James Rolfe video, but there was one I wanted to check where it was like a horror movie about some slime or something that got in like a... I forgot it was like a spaceship or what the hell it was. The plot line was really strange. Like it was like attacking a group of people. I think it was called The Thing or something like that. Like a whole bunch of people were being terrorized by this thing, basically like absorbing people into it, and it kept growing bigger and bigger. Really odd, but fascinating, like horror movie plot, in my opinion. I'm gonna have to watch that one at some time. Could go on about that topic for a while. There's some interesting horror movies out there. While we're on that topic, since I might as well bring it up, what's the scariest horror movie? You guys want to share your opinion on that? I think one of the ones I remember that was kind of creepy, and I might be misremembering, is I remember actually being a little bit creeped out by The Ring, actually, when I was younger. The plot line of The Ring is really weird and a little disturbing with the whole... Well, you like pick up... What was it? You pick up the ring? I don't remember. There's like, you get a phone call or something, and if you answered it, you die in like 7 days. It was a fucking weird, really creepy plot line. I didn't like it a lot. Ugh. Let's see. The Ring's one. I'm thinking on a few, like, trying to think what all, like, some big horror movies that I can remember. This is Poison. Yeah, Poison and Grass Rat. I'll use my Dynamax then and see if I can get rid of this. I think It was a really, really big horror movie as well. I never really watched that one much, and it also feeds into that whole fear of clown things. I've seen like a little bit of that movie. That movie is fucking creepy, and not necessarily that it's like really scary, but the whole idea of some weird demonic clown chasing people around is a really fucking weird and slightly disturbing, like, a plot for like a horror movie. And also when I talk about It, I'm talking about the old version, not the newer one. I don't know how the new It actually is. The reboot just looks kind of weird. Here's a question. You guys don't have to share if you want for this one, but like, what is a big phobia you guys have? I'm curious to hear. I've heard of a lot of people having that trypophobia thing where it's like you see holes on something. Apparently it's not really a fear of holes, but it's like grossed out by like seeing the holes over something really, really is like apparently common. And I have seen some stuff where it kind of makes me feel a little grossed out by it. I don't think I have trypophobia, but it's still something I've seen something I've seen brought up a lot more when I see like phobias now. If I had to say like one thing I do happen to be like actually afraid of, I hate like heights. I'm not good with them. I freak out when I have to be like too high up in the air, and just looking down from a really high up like vantage point or whatever is nothing really freak me out. I think it's the idea that if you fall from like a really high spot, you're probably going to die, and the idea of that like scares the shit out of me whenever I have to think about that. I don't really like swimming either because I can't swim, and it's not quite the same. I just worry about drowning. I need to like learn to swim, actually. Like, I think I learned how to swim at one point when I was younger, but I didn't swim very much, and I kind of forgot how to. It might sound weird, but that's what happened. Outside of that, I'm not actually sure if there's anything else I can think of. Like, I don't have any immediate phobias I can think of. Maybe bugs. I don't like insects very much. I'm not completely the type of person who freaks out whenever I see insects, but I also don't really like them a whole lot either. Oh, that brings up a fun thing to talk about, and we don't have to talk about it either, but like, what's the worst bug in everyone's opinion here? Personally, I don't like spiders very much. I would say, like, in general, I think my least two favorite bugs are spiders and also fucking... spiders and scorpions, probably. Those are two that I am not a big fan of. Maybe over Or like spiders, I'd potentially say like I really don't like wasps either, but spiders are definitely something I'm not a fan of. I don't know, they look kind of nasty. They creep me out a little bit. There's a lot of them that have poison, like they have venom, and they don't hesitate to bite usually. Just really, really not fun to deal with them, especially if you can't tell what spider is like venomous and what's not. I don't like scorpions for a number of reasons. Like them stinging is one reason, but also if you have to get rid of them, they're fucking really hard to kill. I'm pretty sure like stepping on them isn't even enough to guarantee they die. Always want to have like a shoe on, because if you don't, you can fucking get your foot stabbed by their stinger. Plus their look is kinda, I don't know, they look like they're a little bit creepy to look at. Just the way their body is designed, it looks like it's designed to fucking cause you pain, like the way it fucking has sharp pincers and a fucking stinger at the end of its tail. Ugh. Don't like them one bit, no. Ugh, God. I don't know. Just trying to think of stuff to talk about right now. Let's see. Chat's not very active. I don't mind entirely, just like mentioning that. I haven't seen like very much activity going through the chat. I don't mind though. It's fun to discuss like different topics. I'm thinking here on what all I want to talk about in the meantime, actually. So nothing's really come up to my mind right away. Okay, here's a fun topic for a little bit. It may not really last, may not have a lot of people like discuss this topic, but like, what's everyone's favorite animal? Like there'd be like a bird, dog, cat. To name, you can name the animal, you can name the species or whatever. I feel like that'd be something that's fun enough to discuss. There's a lot of animals out there, so it's nice to like hear opinions, see what kind of animals people like, excuse me, and like why they like them. I'm very impartial to dogs, and I wouldn't say, like, I'm not gonna say it's like the only thing I like. I feel like it's partially, I brought this up because I wanted to hear about like what all you guys like to see in like wildlife, but I figured this would be a fun thing to discuss. Dogs are great, yeah, when it comes to just general animals, though. I do like deer, like watching deer, not by a whole lot, but deer feel like they're kind of majestic. There's something really, really neat and somewhat satisfying about just watching a deer, like, run around and do its thing. They have a very, very sort of graceful, like, lifestyle. Reminds me of that Bambi movie. I'm not gonna go talking about that right now. Let's see. What all? I'm trying to think on a lot of species I want to talk about. God, we have a lot of weird animals on the planet when you think about it. We're only discovering more and more. Echidnas are kind of weird. Also, like platypus are basically the freaks of nature that are really, really bizarre. I'm not sure if I can name any others. Here's a fun fact that remain not fun fact, that's the right word, but like, yeah, I guess fun fact works. There's actually a species of goat that's like, I don't know how common they are, but they faint when you like, if you like scare them or anything scares them. It doesn't take a whole lot. They get scared by just about anything, and then they end up falling over and like having to get back up on their feet. Apparently they're fairly popular. I found out about the fainting goat thing when I was in high school. Like, I always found that to be a really, really interesting piece of, like, information about, like, a species of goat. Just the idea that you can see these goats, and if you accidentally spook them, they just drop on the ground like they're knocked out for a little while, and they get back up after, like, so long. It's a really, really odd trait to imagine, like, that some goats pass down to their offspring. Trying to think if there's any other really neat, like, specialty breeds of, like, animals that I've heard of, but I can't think of any right away. I've grown up with a lot of different farm animals, though, so I know at least a bit about different farm animals. Let's see. I guess we'll talk and continue our animal talk for a little bit longer instead of swapping topics too much. But I'm not sure which one I want to discuss. Okay, I guess I've got something here. This is a topic that's fun to discuss every now and then. And if you could pick to be like any animal and not end up being like a human, like you didn't get to be human when you were born, like what species of animal would you want to be born as? There's a lot of different animals out there. I'm not sure what's the best. Lions seem like a pretty good one, just because lions have that ferocity in them. Not many animals want to fuck with a lion, and lions seem to have it relatively easy. They can get by and take care of themselves and get what shit they need to get done really, really simple. They have an easy life compared to some other species, since they're like one of the dominant predators. Also, gorillas are pretty neat too. I don't know if I care about them too much, but you don't ever hear anybody want to fuck on the gorilla. Gorillas are fucking strong enough they can fucking basically beat a human really badly, and they can probably rip your fucking arms off easily. Kind of animal that you do not want to pick a fight with. Really strong. I've always had a little bit of fascination by, like, monkeys in general. Not by, like, a whole lot. They're just really, really interesting species. I don't completely understand all their thought process, but it's also fascinating to, like, sit down and watch them, like, eat bananas or just do whatever they would normally do and just fucking mind their own business. They're certainly an odd species. I think there was like a study about like monkeys could type and like actually communicate to people, and they have like at least the same level of like brain capacity as like a toddler does, I believe, which is really, really interesting info to find out. I wonder if one day we're gonna find like some method to communicate with animals. I don't know if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing, just a way to understand animal speech. Like, we can already talk with monkeys to an extent using typing, and I would assume there's like some attempt to decipher dolphin speech, since we know dolphins are actually very intelligent. Speaking of that exact same thing, I like how people like try to make like ways to like talk to like their dogs or whatever. Like, they set up like it's not necessarily like it actually works, but people have set up like little things dogs can use to like convey they want to do something, like they want to go out for a walk, or they're hungry, or if they need more water, that kind of thing. They can communicate like what they're doing through some message system somebody made for them, even though dogs are pretty good at like conveying things just by trying to show you what they want. I think it's safe to assume dogs like actually understand like human speech and actually understand what we're talking to them about. They seem like really smart. They just don't have any way to like actually talk to us. They just don't have a way to communicate with us properly. I don't know if it'd be a good thing or a bad thing giving them speech, though. It might end up having more downsides than upsides if they actually were able to speak to people. Fuck. My fingers are hurting right now. Really fucking annoying and bothering me quite a bit. By the way, what all pets does everybody have in chat, if you guys even have any? I'm saving up for a dog, so unfortunately right now I don't have any pets. When I get enough, I'm going to buy one. Still don't know specifically what breed I'm getting, though, just yet. I've thought about getting a pet, like another species, like a bird, but I don't think a bird's worth it. Bird might actually fly off, and it wouldn't be easy to take care of either. Probably be too much hassle. Goldfish is something I don't care about. Like, I know some people like taking care of fish, but I don't really feel like I want to get a pet where I have like minimal interaction with. I want to have a pet where I can interact with on a daily basis, and just get that friendly, like pet and owner relationship. That I'd like that out of a dog, frankly. So I want to pick one up for that. Also on the pet thing, like I've thought about picking up like a Venus flytrap and just like setting it in somewhere in my apartment to see if it actually catches more bugs. Seems like an easy way to actually keep bugs out of your place and hopefully get rid of them with relative ease. Oh gosh, please tell me we're gonna live. Okay, I think we've got all of our Pokemon fine, and yeah. We have like 2 Pokemon to kill it with. Unless the Origin Pulse is like really goddamn strong, I think we can beat it. Ooh, I'm feeling a little bit tired though. Having a hell of a night. I'm just surprised the chat's not having any messages in a while. I don't mind entirely, just would have been nice to have a little more activity in the chat. So, you guys got, actually, I'm curious, I'm just going to say this really quick. You guys got any plans this weekend? Just going to do, like, playing video games, or what? I'm personally probably going to spend my weekend, like, I'm still going to do some more of this game. I'm going to do another stream of Pokemon Shield tomorrow, probably. I think I'm going to do, like, another Kyogre stream where I do, like, maybe just 2 hours. I might do 2 to 3 hours. I want to do short session of this for a little bit and try to see if I get shiny luck or not, so I might do that on stream tomorrow. Anything like big planned for my weekend though. Just the average of what I would do for my normal weekend plans. Okay, let me log this on my notepad again and get my next KO counted. We're at 7. That's pretty good actually. It's a lot for just spending like 5 hours because these are very, very slow and take a lot of time to get everything done. Right, let's catch it. Hopefully there's a possibility this could be the shiny, but I don't think it is. I think we're going to have a lot more time we have to waste before we get close to that point. Oh man. I have the weirdest like urge to like maybe go out to like a theme park again, or like something like that. Maybe go to an arcade. I haven't been to one of those in forever. The last arcade I can remember going to was like a Dave and Buster's in like San Antonio a long time ago. I'd like to do that again though. I'd like to try going to one and messing around for a little bit one day. Like I haven't done much this year, and I mean I haven't gotten to do a whole lot in general. I haven't gone out and traveled any, and I'd like to spend some time doing some fun stuff rather than just staying inside all the time. Like to spend my weekend doing something interesting for once, but whatever. Maybe in the near future I will. Okay, we got no shinies, whatever, not a big deal. I'll just take what I've got and we'll just go and not get anything. Yeah, no Pokemon. Alright, I guess that's good. We didn't get anything, unfortunately, but whatever. Anyway, since we're at 3 hours and I didn't want to go for a long stream, I will stop this here, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow when I do more of this, or at least I'm planning to tomorrow, so more than likely tomorrow. If not, I'll probably do something on Sunday. Worst case scenario, yeah, it'll probably be Sunday, maybe Monday. I need to take care of a few things. One thing in my everyday life that I need to do, so there's a possibility I might have to delay the stream, so there might be a day off for a little bit. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care, have a great day or night, and hope you all have a great weekend. Great weekend, excuse me. Bye!